Oh man. Is it recording on Zoom? Okay. All right. All right.
What's good? What's good? What's good?
What it do? What it do?
What up? 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 Can you hear me? Oh, that's why you got that mic right there. Is it recording on Zoom? That's why you got the mic right there. Yeah. For sure.
Oh, I know what's going on.
All right.
What's good? What's good? What's good?
What it do? What
You
it
got
do?
YouTube on.
What up? What up?
You got YouTube on. That's what it is.
What up? What up? What up? What up? Can you hear me?
Perfect timing. Make sure my phone.
FIFO in the building.
You got a PlayStation. Yeah, you got.
Yeah. I was about to ask you you checked out that Samurai game? I forgot what it's called.
Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah.
I already got that shit pre-ordered. Nigga, I got that shit pre-ordered.
Cause I was looking, I was like, bro, this game look dumb
I
raw.
got that shit pre-ordered. Nigga, I will be playing that bitch Friday.
I was gonna cop that shit on Friday. I was like, you know what?
What's it called?
Ghost of Tsushima. Did you ever look at the Gran Turismo shit I sent you?
Yeah, nigga, that shit stupid as fuck.
Nigga, don't that shit look fucking crazy?
Nigga, I'm buying a PS5, dog. I'm buying it.
That's what I want to buy, but I don't want to buy it first day.
Why? My PS4 is first day, and that shit still work great.
It still work?
Yeah.
Can't hear y'all.
Used to fuck with that game on PS3. So I'm like,
It's
Didn't it?
crazy.
I told
It's
you. I
crazy
showed
as
you.
hell.
Send me that.
you fuck with that shit?
B, send me that. I see that.
Yeah, no, Gran Turismo, that's just on another level.
Cause is that Miles Morales game coming out on the day that PS5
I
drop?
think it is.
Cause he is Sony, yeah. Cause they they probably gonna do
All
that.
right, check the group. I put it. Yeah, and then the good thing about when you pre-order from the PlayStation Store, you can play that bitch right at midnight. Like the day it comes out, you playing it right at midnight. You don't gotta wait in the mail or no shit. Wait for a store to open.
Ninja Gaiden.
Oh, but better.
But yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm getting this.
Yeah, I can't play these games. I'm ass, bro. I be getting lost, dog.
Nah, cause like you just gotta start off. You just gotta just do it on easy level.
Nah, man. I be getting lost.
I love campaign more than anything.
Fucking FIFO, he came on my stream one time when I was playing Resident Evil 3. He commented, he was like, "See, man, that's that bullshit right there. That's that bullshit." I was like, "FIFO, man, this game dope as fuck."
No, it's dope. I rather just watch somebody.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
I've tried, bro.
Bruh,
Person shooter and shit.
I want you to play that Star Wars, the most recent Star Wars game. I think you would like that. I think that'll be
The
easy.
last time I played a Star Wars game, dog, it was on N64.
No, and obviously there's a lot changed since then. My nigga, like this one, what is it called? The Fallen of the Order, or whatever. It's dope. You'll fuck with it.
Joe. Yeah. You got headphones or something?
Yeah, but you always eating a damn trail mix snack every
You got
time
like
you on
headphones or AirPods or something for the. Yeah, you got people fussing at you about the feedback.
That don't be me. That be them, man. For real, don't believe them.
Nah, man. You know we've been here for the last couple of weeks.
I'm about to say, bro, we been hearing all the snacks you eat, all the banana chips and all that.
I'm used to blaming other people for stuff. So that's why. Hold on, let me connect them.
All right.
Man, we like the R&B squad for the audio views, ain't we?
Here we are.
I don't mind this, Ken. It ain't that bad.
No, it's pretty good.
It took me a minute. Like, the first time
Yeah,
I
like
was like, fuck, I wasted my money. But I kept drinking. I was like, okay, I can get with this.
It's funny you say you gotta keep drinking it. It tastes good.
What is that?
Oh no, it's some shit that kid got. What's it called?
Knob Creek smoked maple flavor.
Yeah, it definitely grows on you. Like when I first hit it, I was
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, this
But
feel like
then-
Tennessee honey. I'm like, I'm cool on this, and I'm like, hold on. Like we're hitting the spot.
Yeah, but no, I can't drink it like every day. It's like,
Nah, you can't do that every day.
All right, so I think we're good everywhere. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing off. This is the place where sports opinions collide. Dead in Sports. I'm your host, Kenneth B. Inch. Joining me on the show, we got BZ 430.
What up, baby? Detroit basketball. What's good?
FIFO 24/7.
What it do?
Mr. Quarantine himself, Shelton J.
Hey, any basketball but Detroit.
Hey, watch your mouth, boy.
Nikki Duce in the house.
What's going on? What's good?
Where your damn mask at, man?
It's right. I was on the couch because I'm muffled.
Put the shit on. We got other people that come in here that use the mic.
They won't be here anytime soon.
Okay.
And we gonna
I'm clean, B. All right, don't worry about me. Hey, don't put that curse on me.
That's negative?
I'm getting tested this week.
Oh,
Dope.
You
I
got
don't
tested?
know. I see you in the streets all the time, man. Instagram you in the streets every day.
I be in my car.
Wait, you see who in the streets?
Yeah, you say.
I be in the car going to Kroger. He see me in my car driving. I don't wear my mask in my car.
I thought you just go to the house and back, man.
Yeah.
So you have hookah in your car?
What hookah? Don't question me about the smoke. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's another podcast.
I just go here and around. My circle is tight.
Nah, I'm not out nowhere. I just be going. I be making my club trips to Kroger. That's the new club now.
We gotta be able to trust one another. Anyway, before we get into the show, everybody, just want to let you guys know about some things we got going on outside of sports. BZ 430, why don't you tell the folks about what just happened on Dead End Gaming?
All right, so this past Saturday, if you are already following Dead End Gaming, we did a live spoiler review of Last of Us Part 2. Myself, Granddad Willie, and Majestic. She came on. It was supposed to be me and Granddad. Majestic came on, gave it a whole nother flair to a review. It was dope as hell. It was fun. Check out the game if you haven't yet. If you're a gamer like myself and the rest of the Dead End Gaming crew, you can watch it on youtube.com/Dead End Gaming. It's on our YouTube channel, so check it out.
Dope. Anyway, we got a number of topics to hit. Let me stop touching the cable. It was messing up the mic. So, watch out, Mr. 430. We would take the video down if you fail.
Nah, leave it up.
Yeah, but I say we definitely leave that up, especially if he go cake on the phone.
Oh man. Anyway, yeah, a lot of topics to hit into, man. No guest this week, so it's just us. So I hope you guys.
Well, we may have a guest this week,
but not tonight.
Not tonight. Yeah.
Cool, man. Let's just go ahead and get into the show.
We talked about this last episode, but now we have the full details as far as the Patty Mahomes contract. We already knew it was 10 years, decade long. That's on top of the 2 years remaining on his rookie deal. So it's a 12-year contract essentially. And we now know that's 140 or 160 guaranteed out of the 500 million that was reported. My first question to y'all is: this a good deal or a bad deal?
Amazing deal.
You think so?
For the Kansas City Chiefs, not
for both.
Okay, you got the GM hat on there right now.
I got the GM hat. I don't have the player hat on. I'll switch to that in a little bit. But from the organization perspective, you're talking about the best player in football right now.
Yes,
no question. And remember last year when the year started, or the year before, I don't remember.
You
You
pat
know-
yourself.
you know I
All
gotta
right, go
pat
ahead,
myself.
go ahead, pat yourself
I
on the
gotta
back.
pat myself.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I said, look, I kind of reserve judgment, but I haven't seen somebody with that type of arm talent since Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
And he got more than Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
So to me, the fact that he won the MVP, he won the Super Bowl MVP, and sky's the limit, because I don't know if y'all was in tune, but like just I would say in the last 3-4 months, he said that he didn't even know how to read defenses yet.
Yeah, he said on the shop.
You know what I'm saying? So now he's saying that he knows how to read defenses now after the Super Bowl, after the MVP. Where's the ceiling for this guy? So from an organizational standpoint, you get a once in a generation talent for a guaranteed of what 140 over 10 years. So you're talking about technically $14 million a year guaranteed that you know you're gonna have to pay this guy. That is a steal. That's a bargain.
Yep.
All right, let me throw on the player hat. Good deal because you secured the bag overall. You got generational wealth now. Your kids is gonna have money.
Talking about
Mahomes.
Yep.
However, your total contract worth is 500 some million. You're only guaranteed 140. This, I think, Mahomes is the type of talent that if he would have put his foot down and said, "I need 400 guaranteed," what you as a Kansas City Chiefs, you're not gonna say no.
They was gonna say no.
I thought that
go
I thought the 140 was just injury guarantee. I thought it was more than that as far as actual guarantee.
There's
Am I wrong?
incentives. There's incentives to get to the 500, but as far as the legit, like the injury guarantee is basically the guaranteed money. So if he gets injured like God forbid he gets injured, he can't play football no more, he's getting 140 million regardless. The incentives are within the season for him to gain more than that.
No,
Gotcha.
Shelton's right. So it says the contract includes just over 63 million in guaranteed money at the point of signing, and 141 million is guaranteed in the event of injury. So so that means that the actual guarantee has to be more than that.
There is no actual. I'm saying there is no actual guarantee outside of what he signed, because everything is incentive-based guarantee. He still has to he has to put up some numbers. He has to win certain awards. He has to take them to a certain level for him to get to see all 503. And for me, that says this is a horrible contract for Patty Mahomes. For 12 years, I only really get to see what you said, 63 to 140.
It's 10 years.
It's 10 plus 2.
It's 12. It's basically 12 years because he's still on his rookie deal. He don't over the next 3 years. Him, Teddy Bridgewater, and Ryan. Actually, Ryan Tannehill will make more money than Patty Mahomes over the next 3 years. Teddy Bridgewater will make the same amount of money as Patty Mahomes over the next 3 years. That's insane to me for a guy like you mentioned, FIFO, who won a Super Bowl, was Super Bowl MVP, and won an MVP in the last 2 seasons.
Well, that's somewhat not fair because he's still on the rookie deal.
He's still on a rookie deal.
Expected.
However, I'm talking about the guaranteed money that he will actually see, and he's getting the same amount as two former backups.
Yeah, he should have found a way to merge those 2 years into that 10. But yeah, I'm with you, man. Like hearing like
a decade plus, and you
all you're gonna get. Like, go ahead.
This says the agency says the deal includes 477 million in guarantee mechanisms and the ability to have outs if guarantee mechanisms aren't exercised.
So that means it's not guaranteed.
Well, no, wait, hold on, because
guarantee mechanisms. What the hell does that mean?
I just sent it to y'all in the group me, and if you look at it, so his base salary is pretty trash until toward the middle to the end of the contract. So in 2027, his base salary is going to be 10 million, then 13, then 20, then 27, and 38. That's guaranteed because that's your base salary.
But that's at the end of his deal.
That's toward like the middle end of the deal. He has a signing bonus. The signing bonus isn't that good. However, where he's making the majority of his money is going to be the roster bonuses. And the roster bonus is when you're on the roster after a certain date.
Yes.
Right. And then also, I know that there's specific language in his contract that says a full 15 months before the next year of the deal, they have to fully guarantee his contract. So essentially, these roster bonuses are guaranteed for him. So starting in 2021, his roster bonus is 21 million. Then 27 million, then 34 basically and a half million, then 35 million, then 39 million, then 39 million, then 49 million, then 30.
How many years is that? How many years are you in now?
So that's 2021 at 21, 2022 is at 27 and a half, 2023 is at 30, 34 and a half. 2024 is about 35 million. 2025 is about 38.9. 2026 is 38.9.
So we're
2027 is at basically 50 million.
so out of his prime years, he's making the most money.
No, that's not out of his prime because how old is Mahomes right now? He's 24,
23, 24, something like that.
23, 24. So we're talking about 20.
So you don't think he's in his prime now?
No.
I don't think so either.
In sports and professional sports, you're not into your prime until about 26, 27. That's your physical prime. Mental prime comes, I believe, early 30s.
He's 24.
He's 24.
He'll be 25 this September.
He'll be 25 this
He got about 3 or 4 more years to hit his prime.
Yep.
And I think the
physical
contract,
prime.
Yeah, physical prime. And I think the contract is worded that way and made that way so he has flexibility with signing other people. I think I just in my head, I think that man's money is guaranteed.
Basically,
I don't think when you have to say basically, that means it's not there.
Well, because this is the NFL, and the NFL,
you just said he's the best player in the league.
No, 100%. But at the same time, the way the NFL is structured, you as an organization, you got to have outs too. Because I can't tie. And if you look at the cap hits are ridiculous too. If you look at the cap hits, that means let's just say if you have and I off the top of my head, I don't know how much overall cap NFL teams be having, but let's just say 150 million cap total, right, for that particular year. If you look at Mahomes' cap hit, especially toward the end of that, at 50 million, bro, that's a third. Let me ask
you this question: why couldn't they be fully guaranteed?
Because it's football.
You can't do that.
It's football.
Okay, so then why ask him to sign a 10-year deal? Because you got to fit in everybody else in the roster, right?
100%.
Because the Chiefs
100%.
only. Because Pat McAfee, I listened to him. He said the Chiefs only had had $26 in cap space, so they had to get real interesting and genius and creative with the money. That's fine, but that's an organizational problem. Like you mentioned, FIFO, this is probably the greatest quarterback we're going to see since John Elway, as far as talent base. Maybe even Aaron Rodgers. That man in 3 years. I agree. That man in 3 years. If it wasn't for him not starting his rookie year, and if it wasn't for D4 fucking up on the offsides, we could be talking about a guy who's won 2 Super Bowls and an MVP and a Super Bowl MVP, possibly 2 Super Bowl MVPs. In his first 3 years.
But
we can't. Yet we have to make this deal that long, and the guarantees are technically, but not guaranteed.
But again, you're talking about one player bigger than the entity.
He's the Kansas City Chiefs. He's the face of the NFL.
But he's not bigger than the NFL.
No one is bigger than the NFL.
And nobody will ever be.
Right.
And
that has nothing to do with what I'm asking about.
But that has everything to do with the reason why his contract is not fully guaranteed.
No, it's because the Chiefs, like you said, got over on him because he was looking for security.
Look. And let's take it to another sport, the NBA. LeBron James is as big as you're gonna get, right? In terms of
no, Michael Jordan is as big as you're gonna get.
In terms of marketability in the time frame that he's playing in. Jordan established what somebody could possibly do. Jordan didn't have technology. Jordan brand wasn't as big as it is now. Jordan is still the #1 shoe sales, even though he's been retired for damn near 20 years. Jordan was the start of it. LeBron is gonna take it to a whole nother level. Right. But even LeBron, because of the way it's constructed, he's not bigger than the NBA. Therefore, his contract is not worth his value. Nowhere near it. LeBron James by himself is worth $100 million to any franchise by himself.
Okay, I get that.
Can I say this?
Go ahead, Ken.
It sounded to me, listening to Patrick, that he accepted and wanted this deal.
Yes.
So it wasn't the Chiefs getting over on him. It was I think it was really a mutual.
He wanted security. He said that he wanted security
and the opportunity to win more Super Bowls, and to do that, he had to be flexible with the amount of money that he took and the structure of the contract. I'm in total agreement with you. I think this is
a horrible
now that
deal.
We hear it,
it's not horrible.
But this is horrible.
It has the potential to be a very, very horrible deal if he doesn't meet all of those mechanisms.
He broke his kneecap already on his year that he won the Super Bowl. So we know football is not a when, if, it's when it comes to injuries.
Okay.
He is only guaranteed let's say $200 million out of the 5. Don't ask me to sign a $500 million 12-year contract, because that's what it is. It's not 10, it's 12. Because his rookie deal still counts.
Who though? And that's what I don't like. If he went to them to start the negotiations, I mean, can we really fault them for
I
that?
would say no. I would say give me a 4-year fully guaranteed
But
contract.
hold on, Nick.
That's what. Fuck everybody else.
But Nick, let's
fuck
be honest.
Sammy
But Nick,
Watkins. Fuck Tyreek Hill. He can make anybody better.
Sammy's
wait,
out here talking like he gonna be there for the next 10 years.
Hell yeah, he gonna
Well,
get paid $25 that year.
Everybody thinks that. Hold on though. Let's peel back some layers, because in this contract it states that he has over 140 million guaranteed if he gets injured over these 10 years. Injured.
Okay.
Which, to your point, this is football. It's gonna happen.
Yes.
It's gonna happen.
Yes.
But let's just say the worst happens and he can never step on the field again.
God forbid.
He already made more than everybody else.
And that's if he gets hurt and he can never, ever
Shelton,
play.
are you talking about everybody else right now? Or are you talking about everybody else until the next QB gets signed? Because the next QB that's going to get signed is going to no one. I'm not saying the 500 million contract.
It's not going to be close. It's not going to be close.
But by the year,
no. You know why? Because nobody is worth it. Just like what LeBron is worth. Nobody in the NFL.
Then why is Ryan Tannehill getting more money than Patty Mahomes next 3 years? Does that make sense to you at all?
It's
guaranteed money.
It's the way that the deal is structured.
It's the way the NFL is. I can't fault.
It is part of the NFL, but it's also the way the deal is structured, because Pat Mahomes, not being a super greedy and dumb guy, understands shit. We got to sign some people to some long-term deal. Travis Kelce, even before Tyreek Hill, in my opinion, lock him up.
Lock him up.
Then you got to lock up Tyreek Hill.
They already locked up Tyreek Hill.
So Tyreek Hill's locked up, but you got to lock up Travis Kelce. There's certain guys
Defense.
on this
Do we
offense.
got to?
Defensive.
Do we need to?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you think
Yes,
so?
you do.
You saying
There's about 5 to 6 guys. You got to.
I'm asking you this one question. Do you think the Chiefs? Who do the Chiefs need more, Patty Mahomes or Travis Kelce?
But Patty Mahomes.
So
got
then
his money
I'm
now,
asking,
though.
do we need a need? Do you know the need?
Yes.
The word need means that
Yes.
without this,
Yes.
I cannot move.
Yeah,
The
100%.
Chiefs can easily move without Travis Kelce.
No, they can't.
Yeah,
they can't.
They can move without Travis Kelce, but Travis Kelce makes it easier for Pat Mahomes to do what he does. And the thing about it is, we forget that his earning potential off the field increases tremendously from winning these Super Bowls. So we talk about we talk about 147, but we ain't even talking about the endorsement money he's gonna get.
I mean, but we don't hear those contract talks, because that's money that that's money that's supposed to pay for his bills. That's not what he's living off of.
He can afford to live off of it though. That's what I'm saying.
No, I get that, but I'm talking
Shelton. Look, I'm saying it here because look, I know I put some shit out there. Sometimes it's sticking, a lot of times it don't. But goddamn it, I'll be right.
He's been drinking, folks. Go ahead. Say what you got.
I'm good though. Pat Mahomes is gonna be the first billionaire football player. I'm saying it right now.
I ain't really saying much, but
that's saying a lot.
I'm just saying he just signed a $500 million contract.
But it's like you just said, it's not fully guaranteed.
I understand that, but on the numbers base, like if he signed, like you said, by the time this contract ends or before the contract ends, he's gonna renegotiate.
But here's the thing I think we also need to take into consideration. What is Patrick Mahomes' overall goal? And I think he said it. He wants to beat Tom Brady.
Yep.
And what did Tom Brady do? He took team-friendly deals.
Yep.
So he's learning from the GOAT.
Yeah.
And he structured this thing in a way that works for him, that gives him the opportunity to eclipse 6 Super Bowls.
I'm gonna ask you this question. Like the Jay-Z line says, would you rather be underpaid or overrated?
But he's not underpaid.
He's I just told you Teddy Bridgewater and Ryan Tannehill are going to make more money than him over the next 3 years. Is that not underpaid?
It's not underpaid because the way that the deal is structured in his physical
You're talking
prime,
about 20, 25, 26, 27.
He has a no trade clause,
we're talking
right?
about, though.
Yeah, it's a no trade clause.
Yeah, but we're talking about.
But who's going to trade Patty Mahomes?
Nobody. Of course not. But having that guarantee in there, it just gives you that extra level of clout and establishes yourself as I'm the number one guy. Like you can't make moves without me. You know what I'm saying? Like when they're gonna sign Travis, every move that's gonna happen, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Hey Patrick,
was that gonna happen regardless of what contract he signed?
Because he's the face of the NFL.
Okay, so then what are we talking about here?
But what we're talking about is value.
His value is he's the best player in the NFL. So I should be getting guaranteed money. If Kirk Cousins can get a fully guaranteed contract, if Ryan Tannehill can make $91 million guaranteed over the next 3 years, bro, you got to push that money up for Patty. Fuck, I'm not saying Travis Kelce. He's from the University of Cincinnati. I fuck with Travis Kelce. He's probably the best football player to come out of UC. But he is not needed for this team.
we said that your physical prime is at 27. If he's gonna be 25 by the
He's
start
still
of the
on this
season,
deal.
wait, hold on. Come on, man. Because look, we're talking contract and we're talking totality of the contract, and then you only want to talk about the first 2 years. We got to talk about the totality and what Patrick Mahomes can do in that time, right? Because we're projecting, and that's part of professional sports. Whether you like it or not, we have to project what you can possibly be, right? And that's why they're paying them the way they're paying them. If you look at the roster bonus, right, we're talking about Patrick Mahomes is going to be in his physical prime by 27. So we're talking technically 2022, 2023. His roster bonus in 2023 is 34.5. Then it's basically 35. Then it's 30, it's 39, then 39, then 50 in his prime.
Let me ask you this question: Is the
It's
cap?
not bad, dude.
It's not bad.
Let me ask y'all this question: Is the cap going up or going down?
We don't know.
Well, I mean,
At this point, we don't know.
Excluding
We
the
don't know.
pandemic, was the cap not going up or going down?
But no, we can't
It's
exclude
supposed
the
to go. We
pandemic.
can't exclude the pandemic,
Yeah,
though.
you can't exclude
The
that.
pandemic is gonna actually make it start going down.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's a business. Look. I'm gonna tell you like this. Like the entity that I work for, in the first 5 months of the year, lost $100 million, bro.
So, okay, with that being said, okay, I stand corrected. The cap may go down because of the pandemic. Is that Patty Mahomes' fault? Should he pay for that? I'm asking a question.
No, he's not paying for that. He's actually protecting himself from that
Yes.
because he won't get caught up in the reduced.
Well,
cap.
to me, protecting yourself is like, I need my money now.
Nah,
JG
Nick.
Wentworth is my money and I need it now.
Nah, Nick.
It's
Hold on.
actually-
Nick.
it's not bad, Nick.
It's not a bad deal.
It's not bad,
No,
but-
it's really
all right.
not.
It's
The
actually
thing
really
about it is,
It's good
it
because
is a really good
it's
deal.
good because we don't know. What's up, Sheldon?
I was gonna say it's a good deal, and we look at it like he's negotiating himself. I'm sure that man didn't go in that room negotiating by himself. I'm sure there's entities and parts to this deal that we don't see, but I'm sure he's protected. I'm sure it works out in his favor, just like it does theirs. I just have faith in that.
Because I thought there were going to be certain like accomplishments or achievements throughout the year that he would have to do in order to trigger these bonuses. No, it's
roster
basically
bonus.
straight up.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just a roster bonus, base salary,
Yeah.
workout bonus.
Yeah.
I can't see what's past the workout.
What
bonus
happens if
in
they don't have a season though?
I don't.
I
Is
don't
that
know.
money?
It's the
Is that
cap.
I don't know.
I don't know what happens to any of it.
that's what I'm saying? If no foot like B's been predicting, he's Nostradamus out here.
Oh, stop it.
If there's no sports for 2021
For 2020
or 2020,
Yeah.
does he still get paid?
I think that is some of that. Yes, I think that they get paid. It's just a lot of it's insured, so I think they'll still get their pay.
They'll still get paid. And just like in the NBA, right? Like I think there was like 3, maybe 4 players, and they were all Clutch Sports clients. And, you know, it is what it is. But they all got paid like
90%.
90% of
I was gonna
what
say
they were
something like
signed
that.
for. You know what I'm saying? So of course, pandemic, you're not playing, but you signed, so you're gonna get a very big percentage of what you signed for.
I was thinking 80. I was thinking 80%. Am I off?
I think it's
I'm not
90.
100%
It's between 80 and 90. It's a way more than everybody else in the league.
Yeah, those
That's
are like doomsday
right.
clauses or something they put in the contract.
Exactly.
Yeah.
my thing with it's too long of a contract.
It's not. You know why?
It's too long.
The reason why it's not is because Patrick Mahomes understands that Andy Reid is my Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Andy ain't going nowhere. He just got his first one because of me. And Andy was established before Patrick Mahomes was even born, bro.
Yep.
Let's be honest with that,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
But in terms of coach hierarchy, if and when Andy Reid wins another one, you put him up there. I think he eclipses Sean Payton because he's been doing it way longer and done more than Sean Payton. He's literally, to me, in my estimation, behind Belichick with 2 Super Bowls.
He ain't behind Belichick with 2.
Is it?
Who's ahead of him?
You asked me on the spot.
You know what?
I've been drinking too.
I kind of felt the same thing. I'm like, damn, 10 years is a long time. 10 plus 2.
No one does that. We
But-
millennials. We don't sign 10-year deals.
But at the same time, I started thinking like it's just a different version of what Brady did and what Rodgers did.
And
Except
earlier.
they just did it in intervals.
Yeah.
I just hope there's like off the field that said like every bar in Kansas City he can get a free drink.
Oh, you already
He
know
can
that's
run up the
gonna
tab.
Oh, that's
Patty
already
Mahomes
in.
is golden.
That's already
I'm just
in.
saying,
That
bro.
man got
They
the
got it
ticket.
like how Kawhi Leonard had that shit in Toronto. Nah, he ate all that for as long as that contract lasts.
Patrick Mahomes has that ticket in all 50 states.
All I know is
I ain't gonna say all 50.
I don't want to.
He ain't got it in Denver.
Nick, you're a lot younger than I am, so 10 years to you is much different to me. So I'm good on waiting to see Patrick Mahomes get to year 8 because I'll be much older.
I don't mind him staying with the franchise. I'm saying as far as I'm always about like the NFL needs to start guaranteed. Like you got to start paying the niggas that really put the motherfuckers in the seats. Like Patty Mahomes is a phenom. He is the LeBron James. He is potentially the Michael Jordan of the NFL right now. Like you gotta pay. You have to showcase that if you are this great, you earn this. And the money, as far as the headline, sounds phenomenal. It sounds like it's breaking records, MLB player type money. But the guarantee, I was expecting at least $250, $300 million guaranteed.
Roster bonuses though, man.
The roster bonus could be, but let's say he gets hurt. Then they cut him. Then the roster bonus don't mean shit. He only got 140. He got Russell Wilson money right now.
Look, if you scroll down on the article that I sent, at signing, the total amount guaranteed 63 million. What? Patrick Mahomes
63.
60. Wait, hold on. That's at signing, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
That's at signing. That's 2-3 weeks ago. When he signed that, he had 63 million guaranteed out of this entirety. Hold on, don't even pause.
I'm letting you finish.
The third day of 2021, the last year, basically, of the deal, right? The third day, I guess, whenever the season ends, I don't know what the verbiage is in the contract. I'm not a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
But the third day of 2021, whatever, the total amount guaranteed of his contract is 103 million, right? And that's of 2021. 2022, the total amount guaranteed, basically when he completes that, is 141 million. 2023, 181 million. I'm gonna just skip all the way to the end of the contract when he fulfills all, because we're not gonna cut him, right?
You don't know that.
Come on.
The only way you'll cut him is if he has a career in the industry.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
And the way
And Alex Smith just had that,
and we understand that, and if he gets hurt, he's guaranteed 140 million.
and that's not enough.
But that's
for what he done.
injury though. That's me.
How much would you pay for a Super Bowl as a GM? Would you pay over $100 million for a Super Bowl?
How much did the Patriots pay for one?
Exactly. So look, Nick. I'm fast forwarding to the end of the contract. At the end of the contract in 2031, the full amount guaranteed is $477,631,905.
Break that down by 10 years.
Bro, that's over 10 years. That's 47 million. That's almost 50 million.
47 million a year, right?
Bro, like how is that bad?
As potentially one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time in an inflated economy.
40,
well, right now it's a pandemic, so shit.
47 million a year.
Brady didn't even make that. He got 6. Played
Who's
in what,
making
9?
in football? And we're not talking.
Mahomes ain't Brady. Mahomes better than Brady, talent wise.
But
and that's why I get paid more than him.
Not guaranteed.
Talent wise, he is, but he still ain't got the rings. He got one.
Right. The numbers is speaking for
I'm
themselves.
saying,
guaranteed.
I want that.
What I say? It's a total amount guaranteed. At the end of his contract, he would have been guaranteed 477 million. Man, come on,
barring injury.
Nick, how many Travis Kelce's in the NFL?
We came out of Greg Kittle out of nowhere 2 seasons ago.
How many
about it.
Kelce's in the NFL?
Greg Kittle's just as good as Travis Kelce.
How many Travis Kelce's in the NFL?
They're not a lot.
Okay, so you can't say
how many Patty Mahomes in the NFL? None.
But you can't say.
I'm just saying. What position means more though?
There's one.
Who?
Russell.
You think Russell is?
He's that damn good.
Yes,
He's saving the damn.
If you had to pick between Patty and Russell, who you pick?
I'm taking.
So then he ain't that damn good.
No, but he's 24.
But also before Patrick Mahomes got in the league, Aaron Rodgers was better than Brady.
Yep.
All right.
So we can point to guys that are better,
but we
Brady's
haven't seen. But obviously that organization didn't surround him with talent.
How much did y'all give Eli Manning for winning those Super Bowls?
We gave him a good, you know what I'm saying?
You asked the question, how much is the Super Bowl worth?
Hold on. Don't you dare change this argument, kid. No more. Eli is a Hall of Famer. He did his time. He got paid. I'm paid again, like I asked FIFO, how much would you pay for a championship? As a Bengals fan, I would pay at least $200 million for a championship.
And they just paid that plus more.
Plus more.
Plus
an extra 270 on
I'm just saying, for me, is you what they always say for athletes, if you want to show me respect, show me the money.
All right, bet. Joe Burrow will get paid how much?
Joe Burrow's number one. He probably getting paid, what, 30,
if
35?
He win a Super Bowl.
Oh,
if he win a Super Bowl, same trajectory. Win his first Super Bowl, lights out.
Within his rookie deal?
Yeah.
I would, if he wins a Super Bowl in his rookie deal, I would say he deserves a $200 million extension.
How much guaranteed?
150. But I'm not expecting him to sign a 10-year deal. That's the only reason why I'm saying all this.
Is that because of you, or are you as an organization don't want to lock him up for 10 years?
I'm saying as a player. I'm only speaking as a player. The organization, like FIFO said, makes sense for the 10 years.
It makes sense for the player more than the organization.
No, because the player doesn't guarantee. I'm talking about you always want another bite at the apple. That's what a player does. You always want more chances at the bite at the apple, especially in football, because you only guaranteed a certain amount of time to be good.
But at the same time, this is what Mahomes wanted.
He wanted security. Yeah. You can still sign a 5-year deal. That's security.
10-year deal. There's no way he signed a 10-year deal if he didn't want it.
What if Burrow do the same thing for your Bengals?
If he wants a Super Bowl, he can do whatever the hell he want to do.
No, I'm just
you know what I'm saying? I'll let him talk to my girl if he do that.
Including a 10-year deal.
Yeah. You don't want to lock him up for 10 years?
Nah, 10 years is too long.
The quarterback position is not obsolete. Like
it's not obsolete, but the quarterback itself expires.
It'd be different if it was a running back. Okay, but QB, you can still play for
Ben Roethlisberger is still playing.
Right.
Phillip Rivers is still playing.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers
where Phillip at? Is he still with San Diego?
Doesn't matter.
Is Big Ben?
But he's still getting taxed.
Is Big Ben? Is Big Ben relevant in the AFC right now?
But he's won multiple Super
Bowls.
He may
be, yeah, I think so.
He won multiple Super Bowls.
Yeah. He's won multiple. So how much the Super Bowl cost? They done been paid Ben Roethlisberger.
They've been paid him. Exactly. I'm talking about right now. Is he relevant? No, he's not.
Why not?
When we talk about the AFC, we talking about Patty and Lamar and DeSean. Before we get to Big Ben.
So is that better for the player or for the organization?
What?
The 10-year contract.
That's for the organization.
No, it's for the player.
No, the player.
Nick, wait, hold on. Because you just said, what is Ben Roethlisberger today? And if you're paying Ben Roethlisberger $50 million, is that better for the player or for the organization?
No,
wait, answer the question.
What are you talking about?
No, Nick.
I'm asking for context. I don't know. We've had multiple conversations. What are you talking about?
Ben Roethlisberger is in year what? 15, 16, whatever,
yeah.
Right? If he had a Patrick Mahomes deal, right now he'd be making about between 30 to 50 million this year.
Yeah.
Is that better for the player or for the organization?
That's better for the player.
My point exactly. So wait, hold on. So when you look at the Patrick Mahomes deal, we don't know what he's going to be in year 9 of this contract, but he's guaranteed almost $50 million. Even if he's a bum, bro.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you go ahead. Go ahead.
Even if Patrick Mahomes becomes a bum by year 9, he is getting guaranteed money, which is better for Patrick Mahomes than the actual Kansas City Chiefs. You know why? Because if you were to cut him, we play Madden, we're in a Madden franchise.
Yeah.
There's cap savings versus the penalty for cutting this player.
Mm-hmm.
And when you cut this player, that's going to go negative against your cap.
Yep.
You're not going to have no cap room. So that means as an organization, I got to eat your contract, bro, no matter how garbage you are right now.
Mm-hmm.
Who is that better for, Nick?
That's for the player. Let me ask you this question. Last question. When it gets to that point, do we ever see a player get paid that much money that they're guaranteed towards the end when they sign those contracts originally? Or did the team always come up to him like, let's restructure this deal for it to move some money around?
And
I'm just saying, like,
no. But this is where Patrick Mahomes has the leverage because he signed it so early in advance. The more he declines personally, this is what the contract said. I'm not moving on it. Cut me. What do you think the organization?
You think he has that mindset based off of what Ken just said? Ken just said that he wanted security. He's been saying
what Patrick said.
Exactly. He's been on TV talking about I love this team. They took a chance on me. They drafted me before anybody else.
But if
so you think
that's the right things to say. That's what you're supposed to say. That don't mean that's what he's gonna do in year 9. I would say the same things right now. I appreciate it every day.
They give me the bag.
Come year 9, I'm like, what we gonna do? I'm not moving.
Right. Yep.
I'm just saying.
If Patrick Mahomes,
that's when you can play hardball.
Look. If I'm Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City and Andy Reid come to me and say, hey, look, bro, your cap space is, or your cap hit is like 50-some million. There's some free agents and other people that we need to re-sign or people that we want to bring to the squad to improve our squad. Would you be willing to move this money over the next 5 years? We still want you, but we need to come off of your cap. And he's balling, of course you do that, just like Tom Brady. But if you're not balling and you become a bum, I want my 50.
Yep.
It's on paper. Give me my 50 or money. Cut me and eat that dead cap. What you going to do as an organization,
We're going to have to agree to disagree on this, B, bro.
All right.
Because I think that he should have signed a 5-year deal, fully guaranteed, to set precedent for black quarterbacks in the future, we ain't taking this bullshit.
It's not bullshit.
It's bullshit.
Nick is $477 million. It's not bullshit.
It's not.
I
The
think he did
140
set
is only in case
set
of
precedent,
injury.
bro. Andrew Luck was supposed to do it. He didn't do it.
You got more than 450 guaranteed. You tell me. Name me one quarterback, Nick. I'll
It's
wait.
not guaranteed.
You got Google.
It's not guaranteed.
You got Google.
It's not guaranteed because
It is guaranteed.
It's what does it say? It's guaranteed mechanics or whatever the fuck.
roster. Do you understand what roster bonus means?
I understand that, but
What does it mean then?
so do you think Patty Mahomes is going to be with the Kansas City Chiefs for 10 years?
Yes.
All right, we'll see. I'll bet $100 on that. He will not.
We could bet $100 a year.
We could.
Give me that bag. Give me a whole bag.
Hey, people, I gotta spread that out 10 years. That's $10 a year. That's how Kansas City doing
No,
it.
I need 100 a year. Not 10, not 100 over 10.
I give you $10 a year. All right, moving on. There's been big headline news as far as the Washington franchise, NFL franchise. They've finally listened to, I guess, pretty much all the minorities, not only in DC, but just around the country, as far as how insensitive their name is for the team name. And they've officially dropped their name as far as calling the Washington Redskins today. How do y'all feel about how all this is happening? And is it genuine or is it really just about money?
Money.
So we should not take this as a win, as far as like
No.
the corporations listening to minorities when it
Money.
comes to what
If you hit white folks in the pocket, they definitely gonna bend them knees. Trust me, and that's what happened. FedEx, what was it? FedEx and Nike kind of both.
Yep.
Like,
Wait. That's not the point you're making, though, right? You saying, is it a win for the minorities?
Well, I was saying like, should we take this as like a win, or is this more just based on like, oh, it's only because of the money and shit?
how is this a
Nick,
win?
It is a win for the minorities, though, right? It's that's why the big corporations are going against it for the minority, right?
I mean, white folks gonna still be white folks though. So is it a win?
So this is how I feel. I don't necessarily feel it's a win because what is it?
Yeah.
Snyder. What's his first name?
Dan
Snyder.
Dan Snyder.
Yeah.
Years ago had an opportunity to change the name, right?
Right.
He could have got ahead of this on his own merit.
On his own merit, yeah.
And he
Right.
didn't do that. And the only reason why he's doing it is because the big corporations are saying we're going to pull funding from you because that name is offensive.
Money.
And now they stuck the knife and they twisted it on him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But-
So to me,
Yeah.
this is not necessarily a win for minorities because the owner of the team could have did it because he felt a certain way. He didn't feel a certain way. So therefore, it's not a win because it was forced upon him because of corporate and because of money. So
I guess
it's not a win.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, because he
I
never
guess
gave a
I'm-
damn. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, I agree with you. I see what you're saying on that point, and I get that because I was thinking more along the lines of it's a win because the corporations are now on the minority side and they're forcing these things as opposed to standing back and letting it all happen because we already knew that they've been trying to get him to change his name for years, and he been like, hell no, and he wasn't going to do it. But now, like you said, he's forced to do it, and the reason why he's forced is because the movement has power and force behind it. That's why I call it a win, not because he's doing this because he wants to, because he doesn't want to. Dan Snyder should have been gone, to be honest with you.
Exactly.
But-
and that's why I'm saying, for your same point, why it's not a win to me, Shelton, because I feel that when you are an owner of something, when you own a business, you should be conscious enough to understand the temperature in the room.
Right.
And this room has been pretty hot for some years now. And you're the one that was bucking the system. The only reason why you're doing it is because now it's hurting your pocket. So that's not a win for minorities.
Money.
To me, that's not a win. A win is when these owners of these major sports teams and corporate autocracies and all of this type of stuff is making conscious decisions because it is the right thing to do. He didn't do it because it's the right thing to do. He did it because it's going to hurt his pocket. That's not a win to me.
And but like I said, I agree. But the reason why I still consider it a win is because it's a change in the balance of power. Yeah. He didn't have to do it before. Now you got to do it. We can't expect these people to all of a sudden have a heart and all of a sudden be compassionate, not racist.
Right.
But you're talking about a balance of power, right? Like the power came because of the corporate structure It was fueled by the people, but the people, like I said, made the room hot already, and he didn't move. So how much power do the people really have? The corporate sponsor has more power than the people, because as soon as they say that we're going to pull out the dollar, then he changes it. But the people been complaining about the name for years now, and he ain't do it.
But see, now the people got the ear of the sponsors. That's my point. The sponsors are moving because of the people. Before, we didn't have enough strength behind it to move the sponsors. Now FedEx and Nike like, yo, we want change too. We support the movement because of the people.
But that's more PR,
so it's
though.
one pushing what.
But that's PR though, Shelton. That's PR, because what Nike and FedEx are doing, they're getting ahead of it because they're like, okay, let's ride the wave because it looks better for their brand. At the end of the day, again, when you're the owner, you have like if we wanted like there's 5 owners of Dead End everything, right? If we wanted to change the name on some shit, we could just change the name because we own the rights.
Yes.
If the people came to us, right, and we were consciously aware that what we were doing, saying, or whatever it is offensive to somebody, and we didn't change it, what does that say about us? It shouldn't be because whatever backing we have currently is saying, oh, no, we're going to pull that. Oh, okay, well, let's say face. No.
Right.
No.
Right. I agree.
So that's
I agree
why
with
it's
what
still a
you're saying.
loss.
I agree with what you're saying, but that's not realistic. It's not realistic to expect people to change their views overnight. It's not realistic to expect racists
But it's
to
not
not
overnight, though.
It is.
It's
overnight when you look at it in a lifetime span. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean, because some people are born that way and they're gonna be that way. But I'd rather him have his feet put to the fire by somebody stronger to make him do it. That's still a win to me. It's like either you get down or you lay down.
But
and
who
that's what
should
they
be
did to
stronger
him.
than the people? Who should be stronger than the people that pay the most money to your organization? Ticket sales, concessions, parking. What are we talking about? Merchandise. What are we talking? There is no you without us. We should be the number one power to move and influence change. It shouldn't be because of the major corporate sponsor, because it makes your brand look bad. But we
know that though. We know that just like with seating. That's why they keep rebuilding these stadiums, because they want to get those corporate sponsorships and those seating in there. That's why they changed the names. You know what's important to corporations. What's important to these arenas is not the people, it's the sponsors. We trying to get box seats. We trying to put names on the stadium. This is Heinz Stadium. This is this, that. You know what I'm saying? It went from, being named after people to being named after corporations. The corporations hold the power, to be honest. And if the people are moving the corporations, then the people still hold the power. We just making them do the dirty work. You see what I'm saying? So that's where it's coming from. It's coming from the people. The people, because we're in this pandemic and people got time right now, they are pushing the corporations to make moves. Like, look, Nike, y'all need to do something about this. And Nike goes in and says, you know what? You're right. Hey, we pulling out if you don't change the name. Now the name just changed. This name wouldn't have got changed 10 years ago. So now you're seeing the power of the people more so than ever before. So to me, I get why y'all say it's not. I do get why y'all say it's not a win, but to me, it's still a win. It's like we're forcing his hand. It's either he get down or lay down. And eventually they're going to get him up out of there. Eventually they will. I just believe that. And it's rolling that way. So these people don't have, you're getting less and less power from the ones who would put their foot down and not make these changes. They're moving people's names off stuff. Things are changing. They're changing before your eyes. Now the next step will be to get a black coach in some job quickly. But that's coming.
In this letter, Dan Snyder wrote, as part of this process, we want to keep our sponsors. Full stop.
First sentence.
Money.
He could have just stopped there.
Thank you, Ken.
He could have just stopped there. He added, no, he didn't add, the PR team added.
The PR team.
And the lawyers added, fans and community apprised of our thinking as we go forward. As FIFO mentioned, we already knew what the fans thought.
Mm-hmm.
We already knew what the Native American community thought. We didn't know what the sponsors thought. The sponsors could have thought this 10 years ago. They could have thought it a year ago, but they didn't only think about it until George Floyd died and it became profitable for them to make money off the wokenomics economy that we have right now. This is a win, I believe, but it's a win for the Native American community. And I am extremely happy and pleased and very proud for them to have this happen. They have suffered a lot of atrocities at the hand of evil white men in this country, white terrorists in this country. Shout out to Riley, who said that we should change the way we say that. I watched Ken Burns' documentary called The West. And if anybody ever get time and want to watch something interesting, watch it, because it details out a lot of horrible things that happen to Indians. There's another book I'm reading called Settlers, which also talks about that stuff as well. But they're often overlooked because, a lot of stuff that happens with the Black community, we're very vocal about that as well. But horrible, horrible things have happened to them. And it's heartbreaking. And for them to have this moment, I stand with them, and I'm grateful that they managed to get something out of it, because I know it hurt a lot of them. But this is not a win for the rest of us, particularly Black people.
Yeah. And that's where I was going at. That's
Yeah.
why I was saying it wasn't a win, because I was thinking about us. But yeah, I agree with your point.
It showed that if the sponsors and these corporations and the people, Shelton, could force their hands to do something, they would get a simple, easy bill, anti-lynching bill passed. I don't know what's the problem with that. Why can't you do that? That's simple. Why would anybody oppose that? But they have. Defund the police, a lot of stuff that we have been asking for years, that FedEx, Amazon, and all these other companies haven't voiced anything about. All they did was put a black box up on a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So while I don't want to take away from their moment at all, because this is great, and I'm gonna let them have this. But then we gotta get these companies on us too, man. We need some shit too, because everybody gets shit except Black folks. We get fucking signs painted in the goddamn road, and damn street signs changed. Fuck all
Statues
that.
taken down.
Right.
What's that gonna do?
Flags banned.
What's that gonna do for us? So I stand with them, because I'm hoping that this could help them and finally look at us, even though we've been talking for years, more loudly than they have, might I add. But it's a moment, and I'm gonna celebrate it with them, and then we're gonna continue to fight for our change as well.
And Shelter, I don't want to come off like it is a small victory, right? Like it's
not small.
It's a victory.
Thank you.
Let me not marginalize it. Okay, it is a victory, but the morality of it is not victorious, and that's my issue. Like, I understand we have corporate systems, I understand we have capitalism, we have all of this type of stuff, but at the core of every person, we're human beings, and I understand that everybody's core values ain't the same, and everybody's morals aren't the same, but I think that in this time, we need to look at ourselves, and we don't need to do it because the money dictates. We need to do it because it is right to do.
When does that ever happen, though?
Now's the time for it to happen, though. And is it not? Ken, if not now, when? Especially in sports. We can't talk about all of the political stuff, because that's I think that's even more deep rooted. But we're talking sports. If not now, then when? If you're not going to do things that are right just because they're right.
America has never, ever done anything because it's right. It's just
part of the
human nature.
History. It's in history. When you go back and read this stuff, they wanted to change and slavery. But and some of the abolitionists that wanted to get rid of slavery that we think are so great, they wanted to get rid of it because they wanted to get rid of Black folks, period. Like, it wasn't for a good reason. Like, slavery was bad. It was like, if we get rid of them, maybe the motherfuckers would get the fuck out of here, and then we could be here. This country's
they brought us here, though.
It just hasn't ever done anything right.
Yeah.
And the only thing that they do is always with the money and the corporations. I disagree with you in saying that the people, or whoever said it, that the people can move the people to move. That just has never been true. Well, maybe never is a strong word, but this has nothing to do with people. This is corporations.
So then, and then, a lot of my, obviously the majority of my friends are minorities. And sometimes I preach the gospel. I try to get people on certain waves and stuff. Then what we got to do, right? Because we are one of the biggest purchasers of goods and all of that type of stuff, right? Like realistically, the economy cannot survive without the black dollar, right? Let's start buying stocks into these companies and own portions of these companies to move them.
That's a move, but it's not the move.
No, 100%. No, I'm not saying that's the move. That's a move. That's a move in part of the movement to actually control what's happening.
So I've been saying this for a while now. I'm gonna keep saying it. A multi-pronged attack. So that's a move.
Mm-hmm.
Another move would be lobbyists. We need
100%.
We need economic and political power. That's part of what you were speaking to. But we also need that political power. We can't have that political power without the economic power. 100%. Because with the economic power, then we can go get lobbyists, and then we can go get these people here and say, "Yo, 100%. If you're not gonna do this, then we're just not gonna give you our money because I know you like this."
Yep.
You kept people in chains for the money. You put you abused the Chinese people who were here in the 1800s, all on the West Coast chilling until they came over there making money. You fucked them up for money. The Mexicans, you fucked them up for money. Ran them out of their goddamn state because you wanted that shit.
Texas, New Mexico, part of California, all of that was Mexico.
Ran them out.
Not America.
Ran them out. Like, nah, this hour, we're going to take it now. All this shit for money. So it starts there and people say money is the root of all evil, and there's some truth to that. But at the same time, you can put good behind money, and if the good intentions are behind that, we can keep we can shave off the corruptness at the top, then we'll be fine.
You know what the plan is, Ken? And it's age old. First, you got to get the money. Then you get the power, and then no matter what the fuck entity we talking about, they have to respect you.
Make sure you guys check out the Scarface frames per second review. That's gonna be probably out by the time you guys hear this podcast. For those of you watching live now, it'll be out tomorrow. I just gotta finish editing.
Yep. Another controversy going on within the NFL is this whole DeSean Jackson situation. I recently saw an article that said he accepted an invitation to have a Zoom meeting / conference, because I think it was like live and stuff, with the 94-year-old survivor of the Nazi concentration camp.
So Nick, because I'm part of one of the people that is a little bit ignorant. I saw the headlines and stuff. I knew, but like, what did DeSean actually say?
He said a quote that he retweeted or he commented on a false quote from Adolf Hitler talking about basically Jews and black people supporting each other, something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but the articles are out there. He basically reposted that on his Twitter feed. He got obviously backlash from the Jewish community and stuff like that, because even if it's not coming from Adolf Hitler, you're still quoting something that could have came from Adolf Hitler. He's apologized for it, but obviously his feet has been to the fire, because if you come out the Jewish community,
they tighten it.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? You have to say something.
You fuck with one, you fuck with all.
So I feel like, not to say he was bullied, because bully is not the right term, because he did say something stupid, but it was just like, I think Shannon Sharp brought this up, and Ken, we've had a conversation about this too. It's like, because DeSean is with the Eagles again. Riley Cooper a few years ago came out, you know what I'm saying? He had some ignorant comments as well with the N-word. He ended up re-signing with the team and all that shit. All they really basically said was like, just don't say it again. Yeah, basically slap on the wrist with some money on it. My question is DeSean Jackson getting more than he should be getting as far as criticism and punishment, or is he doing exactly what you should be doing as far as if you fuck up, you making it up on the back
end? Because I've seen so many headlines on it, I don't, based off of what you said, I'm just going off of what you said. And for me, because like I said, I saw the headlines, I know it's a thing, but I was like, I ain't got time for it. I'm good. I don't even want to divulge myself into this conversation, but obviously we do that in sports, so I know I had to a certain degree. But I definitely think it is getting slightly overblown based off of what you told me. I just think it's the plight of the black man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. And based off of what you said, even though it was Adolf Hitler, it doesn't sound like it was a negative message.
Nah, because he was basically trying to take that part of it and trying to say, like, this
people need to unite.
Yeah.
Minorities need to unite.
Or just saying that like that whole thing about like blacks being the first Jews. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't really hear that correlation a lot as far as mainstream wise, but there is some truth to it. And I think he was trying to speak on to that. And but when we, again, where the quote comes from or possibly comes from, what you got, Ken?
Yeah, I just wanted to read the quote so you know it. So it was highlighted. And he
you want to read
first word, the very first word, first two, Hitler said. Stop right there. Yeah. Stop right there. Stop right there. Like, but he went on and said, because the white Jews know that the Negroes are the real children of Israel, and to keep Americans secret, the Jews will blackmail America. They will extort America. Their plan for world domination won't work if the Negroes know who they were. The white citizens of America will be terrified to know that all this time they've been mistreating and discriminating and lynching the children of Israel.
Woo. Okay, that's a lot deeper than what you paraphrased, Nick.
That's why I wanted to read it to make sure
that's some hot water.
that we
Well, I mean, the first two words he said was Hitler said.
No. But the rest of that had a lot of weight to it. Yeah, that changes my whole stance. Because I know the Jewish community is very sensitive, and I'm really trying to tread lightly.
Like we are too, as black people.
Yeah, I'm trying to tread lightly. First and foremost, DeSean Jackson shouldn't have posted that on any social public place. I think that if you were gonna share that message and that's how he felt, it should have been internal. And I wouldn't even sent it via text. I would have like screenshot it and showed somebody, oh, that's it. Just read this, and then that's it. Because once it's on an electronic device, it's gonna get out, and that's not. It's very what's the word I'm looking for? Like Tim Tebow, what did they say? He was very polarizing. That's a very polarizing statement to put out there. And then you're going to have to be able to back that up. I think he is getting the right amount of criticism for a statement like that, especially even if it did or it didn't come from Hitler. When you start, like Ken said, Hitler said, delete, dog. Don't even put that out. Yeah. Don't even put that out, because it's you're not going to be able to defend that at all, to no degree. So I think what Riley Cooper said and what he did was extremely offensive. But I don't want to compare the two, because I'm not the commissioner, and I'm not the judge.
Well, I was
Bring
only
the mic a little bit closer to you.
I only brought up Riley Cooper for the fact of, as far as the punishment, because people wanted to see
the backlash.
They wanted to see what's going to happen to DeSean Jackson, specifically since it's happened on the same organization with the Eagles. So,
but different regime too.
Different regime.
Yeah, I think it was the same.
Same owner,
same owner,
different GM, different head coach.
Yeah, but the owner's Jewish.
Yeah, but the owner drafted DeSean as well,
and he's Jewish.
I'm saying I'm just saying the only thing that's the same is the owner. Everything else is different.
Okay.
I think the statement was ignorant. I think he should have apologized. But as far as the lengths he's gone right now, I don't know. Maybe because he's a bigger name, that's why he has to do more than Riley Cooper, because no one really gives a fuck about Riley Cooper, even before or after that, I think, in my opinion. I just think that I just find it interesting that people are holding his feet to the fire a little bit more for his insensitive comments than Riley Cooper.
Sheldon.
I think this just the time we're in. Once again, it, like you said, it's a polarizing time. I think now, being in the time we're in, it's going to be a little different than Riley Cooper. A lot of things got swept under the rug when that kind of stuff was happening. That was dead wrong. That should have been, addressed. But right now, everything is under a microscope. Every single thing that happens right now is under a microscope. Let alone it being a black man doing something the other way. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the time we're in. Of course, that's one. Just like we got a couple of us got kids, and if you're like I got a son and daughter. If my son had done 3 things in a row, first thing my daughter do is gonna be like, oh, look at him, look at look at her. It's kind of how this situation is, you know what I'm saying? So everybody's pointing fingers at him, and he shouldn't have put it out there, but it's really, really gonna be in the spotlight right now.
It ain't worth the press saying, bro.
Yeah,
it ain't worth it at all.
He got caught up, and he didn't know any better. He was ignorant. But I think you're right. I think you said that, Nick. Like, he wasn't everything else before that. He wasn't thinking beyond that. He was just looking at, we need to come together.
Mm-hmm.
So his heart was in the right place. He just pulled the right quote. He should have just posted what Rodney King. Why can't we all just get along? And he would have been fine. Yeah. What do you think, B?
No, yeah, I think he just, like Herm Edwards always say, just don't press in. Like, think before you press in. I think he just got caught up. He was feeling, with the climax of what the world we're going through right now. I think he was just feeling some type of way, and he just had to get his feelings out, and he just did it. He shouldn't have did it on a huge platform, a huge social media platform. It's just like, come on, bro, you got to think before that. It came off super ignorant. I think he really means, well, and he apologetic about what he said, but he could have used a different quote. Use a Farrakhan quote or something. Like you
can't use that.
You can't use Farrakhan. Martin Luther King, and that's it.
Yep. Yeah, he's
muting Farrakhan now.
Yeah,
but they've been trying to mute Farrakhan.
Yeah,
but I'm saying on live TV.
But don't say Hitler though. What?
So y'all didn't see recently? Farrakhan was on live TV and they literally muted him.
Oh yeah. He's the black devil.
Yeah.
Let them. I mean, he said some fucked up shit though.
That's a little better than Hitler.
It's a lot better than Hitler, boys. Farrakhan ain't do half
Depends
as much
on who
as
he didn't do the things Hitler did, but you can't tell them that.
Yeah.
The stuff
I care about actions more than words,
man, bro. But the people that get offended by his stuff care about the words now.
They do.
And that's the thing. So and it's just. I'm not part of that community, so I can't relate to what they get sensitive to.
Yeah.
I know how it feels when there's some things that trigger me that they be looking like shit. What's wrong with a coon? I don't get it. So
That's true. That's true.
But
he just got caught up, I think.
He did.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Oh man.
Hold
on.
Oh, you got something? Okay.
I do. Once again, this is something that we all know about the horrible things that happened to the Jews and what the horrible atrocities that Hitler did. It's one of those other things that I study up on and read, and it depends on who you are. Like, you just can't believe that people were this evil.
Yeah, this is it's a movie type evil.
Man, bro, like some fucked up shit happened to black people and some fucked up shit happened to them too. And I stand with them, because I understand, when they get, attacked or these type of tropes and things are cast upon them. Unfortunately, I know how extremely sensitive they are to Hitler. DeSean Jackson was 100%, 1,000% in the wrong. The fucking Patrick Mahomes contract is percent in the wrong. Like, he was completely fucking wrong. Never should have happened.
Yes.
And saying all of that, this happened how many days ago? A week ago? This man is on a Jewish apology tour. And I think the apology was good the first day. If he wanted to do a little bit more the next day, cool. But this shit is just getting out of goddamn control, man. Like, I think, damn, everybody want to talk to him. And it's like, bro, like, I'm sorry, I apologize. I don't need to talk to somebody to figure out what he did because I already know.
What's even crazy is that the guy he zoomed with, he wore his concentration camp outfit.
Wow.
while he was zooming with him.
Like, I think it's dope that he's going above and beyond.
Yeah,
to make things right.
But I don't know if this is what your criticism, but other communities don't do that to apologize to us.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah.
And
because Riley Cooper ain't do shit like this.
Man,
he got a bag.
He got a bag instead.
Yeah. And if that's making them feel better, I'm all for it.
You just want to keep
and
the same
energy. If he wants
energy.
to do it, I'm all for it. It's just, come on, man. Like, I'm not excusing anything he done. I want to make this 100% clear. I stand with my Jewish brothers and sisters 100%. I feel y'all. And if this is what y'all need to get to make things right with DeSean Jackson, man, all for it. This is just my opinion, my take on it. And I can't walk in your shoes, so I don't know how you feel. I feel you. But this is goddamn Drew Brees all over again. You know, in terms of all of the backlash and stuff like that. And them trying to make him, you know, and calling him and doing stuff like that, you know, it feels like that. And it's just like at some point, DeSean, look, man, look at my IG. I just talked to a 94-year-old guy. You know, I done went to a goddamn museum. I done went to some shit. I done broke bread with you. Goddamn, what else you want? Like I've done everything. But again, this is like,
it reminds me of the Michael Vick shit. Man, the shit that he had to go through just to be like, all right, like I know I did wrong, but I did my jail time, and now I'm doing things with Peter.
Right.
Like,
my only thing is, why does he have to do the triple times the things to just make it right? And that's the only thing that I don't like. But I just, this is just me from the outside looking in. I want to say over and over again, I'm not Jewish. And if this makes y'all feel better, then all for it. And I hope that it gets y'all somewhere to a place of comfort and peace with it. But based on the things that I've seen happen to Black people, people rarely go on this apology tour like this. Yeah. You know, Drew Brees did it though.
Drew Brees did it. And the last one I seen was Bill Maher, but I was on his own show.
Yeah. Drew Brees got a little extra, and he got a lot of heat. Yeah. But Shannon Sharp told him, was like, okay, that's enough. That's done. You're good. Don't apologize anymore. It got to a point where we were like, all right, man, damn, we got it.
Exactly.
You fucked up. We got it. Move on, man. That's cool. Yeah. You know, like, so, but again, you know, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. But, you know, I hope on the opposite side of this, they feel better. And if they feel better, I'm cool with it.
Last thing on the NFL. Have y'all seen that workout video with Cam Newton with the Pats?
I have not.
I checked it out a little bit.
Oh, the one where he cussed out
everybody?
Yeah.
He cussed out? Probably the Carolina Panthers, it sounded like. I mean, he didn't blatantly say
He didn't say the name, but it was.
But you can
assume,
you put two and two together.
Yeah.
He was talking about the Panthers. I mean, workout videos don't mean shit.
Should we be hyped for this?
Workout videos don't mean nothing to me. I just want to see
what.
Boy, he cold hearted, boy. I
want to see what he's gonna do once the season. Like, you know,
do you expect from him if the season starts or when the season starts? What do you expect from Cam Newton with the Pats? Playoffs? Is that asking too much, or just normal Cam Newton? Do you want to just see a healthy Cam Newton for a season?
Well, first and foremost, a healthy Cam Newton gets damn near any team to the playoffs. That's the level of Cam Newton.
Okay.
But then you couple that with the Patriots, and Bill Belichick is still there. That defense is still there, and you look at that division. Yeah, I'm anticipating the playoffs. Like that's.
So it's no question that he's a starter
or divisional, winning the division.
Yeah, or winning the division. You know what I'm saying? No, there's no question he's the starter. And here's the thing. I've seen a lot of pundits say it's either starter week 1. You know what I'm saying? Look, we're not gonna have no preseason. Jared Stidham has been there for multiple years. Obviously, he knows the terminology. I don't know if he's going to be the starter week 1, but I know that week 17, if Cam Newton's healthy, he's the starter. Jared Stidham is not going to start more than 2 weeks over Cam Newton. And we know that the Patriots system is a complicated system. So I don't know when Cam is going to be, fully ingratiate. I especially with no preseason.
When he cut his hair.
You can talk all that shit on video or whatever, but I just want to know how you is mentally once the season starts. Is Cam that mentally? That's
I think we're gonna see a better Cam than before. It's a wait and see thing though with the health. Yeah, he looked good now, and that's the thing. But He ain't learned.
Everybody look good working out, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I look good working out. What you talking about?
He ain't learned to read defenses overnight though, and he ain't throwing the ball better overnight. So it's just a matter of seeing what we get with him, and if his game has shifted to the next phase of his life. That's what we got to see.
But here's the thing: who's that OC that I love? He came from the Chargers and then he went to the Panthers.
Frank Wright.
No. Are you talking about Matt Rule?
Turner. North Turner.
North Turner. North Turner turned Cam Newton.
Huh? Yeah, it's the man.
Yeah. I couldn't hear you like that. But North Turner, if you look at the Cam Newton years in Carolina,
he changed his life.
He changed his life.
He really did.
And the thing was, it wasn't like all of a sudden Cam Newton was reading defenses. No. What a great offensive coordinator does is he simplifies the things and he exacerbates what you already do well to be that offense. Ask Matt Ryan how he feels about Kyle Shanahan. Ask him.
Literally. Ask him. We can look at the stats.
We can look at it. You can look at Cam Newton's stats pre-North Turner, after North Turner. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what the Patriots are going to do to highlight what Cam does best. But if Cam Newton's healthy, Cam Newton's mentally ready to go back to being Cam Newton, there's no way that Jarrett Stidham starts more than 2 weeks. And Cam Newton will be the starting quarterback. Cam Newton will be in the MVP conversations. Not saying he's going to be MVP, but he should be top 5, top 7 in that conversation. Yeah. They should win the division, and at bare minimum, they should be a playoff team. Because the Bills, even though I like their overall roster,
trash.
Are they ready to take that super leap?
Hell, they got the white Cam Newton, don't they?
Get out of here.
Miami.
Miami's like 3 years away.
Trash.
But Miami's coming.
The Jets. They got a bust on their they got a bust on their roster, and that's Sam Darnold.
He's not a
what up, Manny?
It's not all.
He's
Sam
a
Darnold.
bust, bro. He's not a
He's better than Daniel Jones.
He don't got a C.
He's better.
He needs to have instead of a C, he needs to have a B on his chest.
Hey, you know what, Nick? You know what, Nick? When it comes to quarterback talk,
don't talk about Danny Dimes. Don't talk about Danny Dimes.
Talk, you can't talk to people about no damn quarterback because of Trubisky, bro. You sit on that. Go sit on the Trubisky train you was on. You still on that train? Or you done hopped off too?
All right, you changing topics now. We was talking about the AFC. We ain't talking about the NFC.
About no damn quarterback. You talking about Mitchell Trubisky out here.
He had a good year.
Sam Darnold, it's not all on him. They need, first and foremost, he needs weapons. That's number one. Number two, number one, he need an O-line. They're not able to protect him. And the reason why you see him have happy feet and throw the ball early and stuff is because it keep hitting them. He get hit like 10, 12 times a game for a quarterback, bro. I don't care who you are. You don't have
so you excusing the fact that he said he can't see ghosts.
What I'm saying is that, again, like the Patrick Mahomes thing, it's about an organizational type of thing. And obviously the Chiefs and there's other teams that surround their quarterback with all of the talent and all of the plethora of what they need to highlight their talent. The Jets have not done that for Sam Darnold at no level. It's not even like with Philadelphia, like the first year that Carson Wentz was there, it's like, oh, we got a great O-line, but we don't really have weapons. And he had weapons. But I'm just saying, what does Sam Darnold have to say that, oh, you should be doing better? Who's his number one wide receiver?
The only thing he really has is Le'Veon. Number one receiver was Robbie Anderson, and he's in Carolina.
Robbie Anderson. And he's a fast guy. He don't want to mix it up in the middle. He's not going over the middle. He's not making no tough catch.
Yeah, he don't have no help.
He don't got no tight end. Who they tight end?
When you get drafted top 3, what are you supposed to be? A Hall of Famer, right?
Not necessarily.
What do you mean not necessarily?
No, not necessarily.
What do you mean not necessarily?
When you get drafted top 3, that means that you got drafted to the third worst team in the NFL. Okay, that's what that means.
So that means you, as the third player in this draft or second player in this draft, that means that you just another guy?
No, what it means is that it's not going to take 1 year for me to turn it around because you were the third worst team in the damn NFL.
I didn't say 1 year. How many years are you in the league?
And what have they done for him? My point exactly.
What do you mean
it's
for
just
him?
Like LeBron the first time in Cleveland. What have they done? Nick, does he have an O-line or does he even have one weapon?
All I'm saying.
Yes or no? Answer the question. I'm asking you a direct question. I need a direct answer.
No, he does not.
All right, so then how
he does have one weapon though? He
has
a Le'Veon Bell. I'm asking you this one question. In the AFC East, should he win at least more than 5 games?
And anytime he's healthy, he's won more than 5 games. You know what I'm saying? When he's playing, he actually has a winning record with that atrocious organization. Sam Darnold, he has a winning record when he plays. His personal record, he has a winning record.
But he can't have a winning record with all 16 games, all right?
Obviously, he's been hurt. He had mono the other year.
It sound like a bust. Let's get back to Cam.
Daniel Jones is a bust.
He ain't a bust.
I'm with Nick though. Sammy on watch.
Look, the Jets are on watch. What the hell are the Jets doing right?
Fuck
you can't even
that.
keep your best damn defensive player.
Sammy on watch because he was supposed to be the next.
Colin Cowherd talked about him like he was the next Andrew Luck.
Hey, look, I'll put it to you like this. If they move off of Sam Darnold and he goes anywhere that's even slightly competent, the Jets are going to look dumb as hell. I'm just saying it now. They're going to look dumb as hell.
We'll see. But as far as Cam, you expect him to be the starter?
Yeah, 100. At least by week 2.
Okay.
At least by week 2.
I think Cam is the bona fide starter. I think just Belichick just like to keep motherfuckers on their toes. I expect them to win the division. I expect them to make the playoffs. Like I said in my prediction earlier, I expect them to make the playoffs and Tampa Bay not. So that's how much faith I got in Cam and Bill Belichick. So let's move on to the NBA.
Before you go to the NBA,
what's up?
I don't think you brought this up last time, but shout out to Marker Maker.
Can't hear you, B.
Talk to the mic.
Yeah, Merker Maker. He committed to Howard University.
Oh yeah.
Top 16 5-star out of ESPN 100. He's ranked number 16. He's committed to Howard University. 6'11". Pretty much can do it all. Like can dribble.
Yeah, he could dribble, shoot
just
threes.
like his brother, Thon Maker.
Thon Maker.
But hey, look, I was early on Thon Maker, and I thought he was going to be something in the league, and he's starting to flame out. I don't know if his brother is the same.
Yeah. I hope not.
Go ahead, Shelton.
I was going to say, I hope not. I think Thon just didn't get enough development. But he, like you said, he had all the talent in the world. He just wasn't developed properly. And I hope that doesn't happen to his brother.
Yeah. I agree. And I think I want to say that I brought this up years ago about HBCUs and the top athletes going there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we changed the entire narrative of what college sports are if the top 50 basketball players all went to HBCUs.
Man.
Like you talk about
football.
And football. Like, what the hell is Duke gonna do? But like you're not gonna win with the bottom tier. Now, obviously, Coach K is great, and he'll make up for a lot.
But he had to change his whole style because of one.
He had to change too.
Yeah.
So if you're talking about the top 50, top 100 guys all going to HBCUs, bro, we talking a complete 180. That's an overhaul of the entire system right there.
It'd be interesting to see like if NBA players support it, like support.
I mean, they sound like it. Kyrie was talking about let's create our own league.
Let's call FedEx, Amazon. Who else got the logo?
Yeah.
Y'all think Mickey Williams? Is that his name?
Mikey Williams. Yeah, he in the same class as LeBron James' son. I think they both.
Yeah, him. DJ Wagner.
This is a random segue, but like you mentioned LeBron James' son. Do y'all think he actually gonna be really that good in the league?
It's still kind of early.
The stuff you looking at now, is it really wild?
It looked like he had it.
He look,
because I don't think he's that good.
So here
he got tools.
You don't think
he has.
I'm saying as far as like being like the hype of like LeBron James' son.
But here's the thing. He's not his daddy.
No, I'm not saying he's his daddy, but I'm just saying the hype of him.
I had to put that out there because you're talking about hype.
Yeah.
He's not his daddy.
Yes.
Right. However, I think when you're evaluating most high school players, you can't get enamored too early because a lot of high school players peak early.
Mm-hmm.
They peak so early, and then it's like, what the hell happened to them?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of high school guys, look at Dame Lillard, look at CJ McCollum.
Yeah.
Some guys, they just peak later. And I don't know what Bronny is, but Bronny has certain things that you just can't coach.
The IQ?
He has an IQ.
Yeah.
He has a natural feel for the game. And I don't know if he's going to be an all-star, but I definitely think if he continues to grow physically, he's definitely an NBA player.
He's gonna be
I don't know
a first-round
level,
draft pick.
but he may be a championship role player or he can be an all-star. I don't know if he's superstar. I don't know if I see superstar. Yeah. But he has a lot of intangibles, feel for the game that you just can't teach like that. And then we've seen his athletic ability and his level of physicality grow over just the last several months.
He's a
freshman. Catching alleys now.
He's a freshman, so wait till when he get like a senior.
Exactly,
you know what I'm saying?
a junior. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So he's not Imani Bates. That nigga guaranteed. He was like Zion.
Imani Bates is
guaranteed.
Man, Imani Bates is crazy. Dude.
He's guaranteed. But Bronny James is not guaranteed. But I think he is an NBA player. I just don't know what level yet.
Yeah. I'm not saying he's trash like moving forward, but like I'm not that wild with Bronny.
It's still early.
It's early, dumb. He's like 15, 16. Yeah.
There's you know what I think when I watch him is that he hasn't found himself yet as a player because he dominates little stretches.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's very passive. He'll give it up.
He's a daddy's son.
To a degree, but LeBron was super dominant in high school, even though he was. No, look, I don't know if y'all watch Filet, but Filet just put up a LeBron high school mixtape shit. Oh my God, LeBron was stupid.
Yeah.
But Bronny just doesn't. I don't think he understands how to take over yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that
true.
sometimes it takes players a little bit longer how to learn how to do that without being a quote unquote ball hog. And I just think he's still finding himself as a basketball player.
So y'all think is Mickey talking about going?
Mikey.
Yeah.
Damn.
So
he put it out there.
Yeah.
He put it out there.
Who put it out there?
Mikey
did.
Oh, he did.
Williams.
Okay.
He just saying going to HBCU doesn't look too bad.
And here's the thing.
Just saying that because
I always
he's
say
trying to
that
be pro-black.
the kids are the future.
Yeah.
If Mikey, Amani,
All right,
even though
Whitney.
Amani said he's going to Michigan State,
Yeah.
but you saw what he did with his high school team now, right?
Yeah.
Like you saw he's creating a super team.
Yeah.
He got like 6 or 7 players in the top 20, bro,
Man.
on his squad, on his
Yeah.
high school
They all
squad.
committed
forward.
to
How the hell he
HBCUs?
can
No,
do
no, no, no,
that?
no, to a high school team because it's a new prep school. And then Amani said, "I'm going." Then he got another dude from Michigan say he's gonna go, and
Yeah.
there's a whole bunch of like top
So it's gonna be the
20 kids
modern
that
day
gonna go.
Fab Five type shit.
But it's more than that.
They're gonna win multiple state
Oh
championships.
yeah, multiple.
Like that shit is fucking
They should not
crazy.
lose. They shouldn't lose more than 2 regular season games, and they should win multiple state
the entire
championships.
stretch. They shouldn't. Dude.
Because you're talking about like they got a 6'9" guy. Amani's already 6'9". They got 2 of the top like 15 point guards. Like it's
dude.
ridiculous.
This
That
shit's
makes no
crazy.
sense,
The
bro.
squad.
This shit is
So
crazy.
obviously these guys through social media and the hype, right? Like because you're looking at like Mikey Williams has like 1 million IG followers,
Yes,
bro.
dude. Already.
Look it up. He's like
Yeah.
1.1. The last time I looked, he was like 1.1
Yeah.
million followers on IG.
Yeah.
So these guys have a lot of influence. If Amani and Mikey, obviously Marker Maker has already committed to HBC, if they start making that move, yes, it's all about the kids. And the younger that they commit to something like that, the more it's gonna. What was he at? 2.3 on IG, bro.
Oh, wow.
These guys have a lot of influence. So I think that if Mikey comes out and says that, Bronny comes out and says that, all of these guys start to do, bro, these big legit powers, they're going to start paying. You know what's going to happen? The NCAA is going to okay however much you want to pay these players. No,
They're gonna become basically a minor league.
that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to have to.
Because they're not going to allow HBCUs to win like that. They're just not. Unless the HBCU can get these corporate sponsors behind them.
They will if they get the players.
They will if they get the players. But then Duke already has money. They already have boosters. They already have all of that.
Yeah.
Like, they don't even need to go to the corporate to pay you. So we'll see. It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, it depends on how committed the player is to trying to represent.
100%. And to try to make a new movement. But however, talking about Mikey Williams, Ken, there is a high school comp for him that I've seen, and I thought he was going to do something, and he went to UNC, University of North Carolina, and he didn't do nothing. And my guys that you guys watch high school guys and stuff like that, you'll know who I'm talking about. Seventh Woods. I don't know if you ever heard.
Yeah, I heard of Seventh Woods.
Seventh Woods was a combo guard, 6'2", 6'3", freakishly athletic, just like Mikey, inside outside game. But he went to college and he kind of fizzled out. And
He didn't fizzle out. He was trash.
Hey, I was being nice. Being nice, Shelton.
Ain't nothing nice about it.
I was trying to be nice. And I don't want to believe that's what Mikey is going to become because Mikey been balling since like before high school. Like he had dumb ups before high school. So I don't know, but when I watch Mikey, it reminds me of Seventh Woods. And I want to be wrong. But even if I had him right here sitting down, I'd be like, look, bro, you amazing. And I think that you're going to do crazy stuff. But this is the comp I see. And I don't know what you're going to do to change that.
Maker. So I watched the highlights. I didn't watch like him play.
Mm-hmm.
What am I missing?
You
You think he got a complete game, right? Like
complete everything.
You don't know.
I don't know. I just saw highlights.
You're
And
I
I wasn't really blown away
You
by
want
the
blown away
highlight.
by him. That's
So
what
I
you're saying.
haven't seen him play. That's why I'm asking.
Oh.
He was just like his brother
'Cause
Thon.
that's what I'm
what
thinking
you're
is
thinking.
Thon. When I see him, I say, oh, this is Thon Maker. Like,
Big.
and Thon didn't do shit.
But
Right.
He has guard skills though.
He has guard
He's
skills.
super like.
And here's the thing, Ken. I think one of the people that said it the best and I respect his opinion because he's been through so many organizations and leadership and all of this. Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr, when he said he was the GM of the Suns, I can't remember the player, but he said there's a player that they kind of passed up on, but they really wanted, but he got drafted earlier. And because of the organization and the people ahead of him, he never got the time, you know what I'm saying, to develop.
Do you remember what draft?
I couldn't remember. I just remember the team that took him was Orlando. It was a small forward. I can't remember the damn name. But Steve Kerr talked about this, and he says sometimes it's not even who you are, it's who drafts you.
It's not Tobias Harris.
It wasn't Tobias. It wasn't Tobias.
How long ago was it?
Alfred Payton.
Yeah, I doubt it. It was a small forward. I want to say Steve Kerr said this probably about 3 years ago, but he was referencing the time when he was
from Florida State,
Phoenix.
I don't know. It was all the way back, like mid to early 2000s.
Yeah, it was earlier 2000. You got to remember, it was the run and gun Phoenix Suns.
Yeah,
he was the GM of that squad.
Damn,
so he was talking about that time frame. You know, and development in the NBA, it's all about development. And if you don't get that early development, it's gonna hinder your entire career. And I think Thon Maker was a byproduct of that. And I'm not saying that, he would have went here, he would have been. I can't say that. I don't know. But he had all of the physical tools to do something in the NBA. You know, and his brother the same way. I don't know what he lacks, honestly.
I mean, but I'm all for the HBCU movement, man, but they don't have the best coaches, bro.
Well,
that's what I was thinking. They don't have the best. They don't have the best coaches or facilities. Is the only thing that scares me. My brother actually wrote a movie about this, probably about 14 years ago, about 5 kids getting together and going to a HBCU, and it was pretty dope. But I was like, at the time he wrote it, I was like, this will never happen. But if it's never gonna happen, now's the time. You know, now's the time for it to happen. Yeah. And it don't take but one to step out and get the props from it. But you're right, the facilities got to step up, coaching got to step up. It's just all got to be there. And I don't know if it's there right now. It's I hope so.
Well, okay. So let me throw some scenarios out there, right? Because I need some clarity. If the NBA gets rid of the one and done rule and the NCAA starts paying players, technically a collegiate player can sign with an agent.
Yes.
So with that being said, if a powerful agent like Clutch Sports, LeBron's guy, what's his name?
Rich Paul.
Or Rich Paul, right? If he gets a collective of high school kids and he signs them, he could bypass whatever school, go straight to the corporate and be like, hey, look, I got all these kids. They want to go to HBCUs, pump money into these organizations, upgrade the facilities over the next 2 years, and I'll guarantee that
we can do it.
And he already kind of did that with the what's the guy, Darius Baisley?
Yep.
With the New Balance
internship.
Exactly.
Internship.
Yeah. So he already knows I can go directly to the corporations.
Exactly. So, you know, I think that we're gonna see a lot. What we know today as what the system is,
the
whether
foundation,
it's collegiate sports or NBA or whatever, that shit gonna change in the next 3 years.
That foundation gonna change. Yeah. Well, since we're in basketball now, the league is gonna restart. Will supposedly restart by the end of this month.
Don't say it like that.
Yeah, it's gonna restart
within a couple weeks. I don't know, because Russell Westbrook, first superstar, got corona.
He got 14 days to heal.
I'm just saying, like B was saying, I'm leaning towards, my percentage is leaning towards what B was saying. It's 40-60 now. 40% is happening, 60% not.
What did the commissioner say, Ken, before all of this, before the official restart? What did he say, Ken?
He said, I don't give a fuck.
No. What did he say?
Basically, that's how I took it. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Which commissioner?
We're talking about Adam Silver.
Oh, well, you talking about if they don't want to play, don't have to?
Now, when he said that, we're gonna have to be okay with a couple positive tests.
That's basically saying you don't give a fuck. How is that not saying you don't give a fuck?
It's not that he's saying that he don't give a fuck. It's just in any sport, right? Especially professional, you're talking about millions of dollars. You're taking a calculated risk to even play. And at the end of the day,
but this is different than normal circumstances, though, right?
It is. However, we have seen a multitude of people be asymptomatic and be perfectly healthy, right? So even though it may spread by playing basketball because you're in close proximity with other people, It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a detriment to your health.
I haven't seen a lot of these guys so far. Like, it doesn't seem like they're even sick.
They're just asymptomatic.
They're just testing.
Because we're talking about the top 1% of athletes. When we're talking about top collegiate athletes, we're talking about NBA, NFL. These guys, a lot of them have like 1% body fat, bro.
That Corona in there, like, man, this some bullshit.
I can't do shit. This nigga healthy as hell. And it's not like they're not working out. So they may have the symptom, just like, like if you have a canker sore on your lip, that's technically herpes. It's just you got to put it in a genital area. You know what I'm saying? Like for it to transmit. So
I don't know. Was that WebMD?
That threw me off.
We got Dr. FIFO in the building.
I know what I know. I'm just saying, I know what I know.
All right, bro. I'll know
yeah, like a canker sore is technically it's herpes.
That's pretty bad.
The words people are saying are not represented by.
I'm just saying, look it up. Fact check me if I'm telling some lies. But at the end of the day, nobody really 100% understands Corona like that. Okay. Like, if you've been asymptomatic for, let's just say 6 months, like, does that mean that your health has deteriorated through that time? We don't know. There's still a lot of questions. And what Adam Silver said, we got to be okay with some positive tests, means that it's not that I don't give a fuck. It's just that it's a business. Therefore, I don't give a fuck. No, it's not that I don't give a fuck. It just means that you understand the risk. And if you want to get paid, you have to accept that risk. That's all that means. And look, and here's the thing. The NBA isn't forcing players. If you want to sit out, go ahead and sit out, and you'll still get a percentage of your check. But you want 100% of your check, you got to play.
So you're not worried about the players that are now coming out to saying, I got Corona. You know what I'm saying? Like like especially how close it is to the restart, because we're only a couple weeks away.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not worried, mainly because we're talking about the best athletes on the planet, and because the majority, I would say 80 to 85% of NBA players are in tip-top shape. Like you can't be in better shape than what they are right now, and because of that, I think that helps. Like we've seen like, and I'm going to the NFL, like Eric Berry fight cancer. And if you look at all of the articles and stuff that was written, part of the reason why he was able to beat it so quick was because of the health that he was in. When you're in better health, it's easier to overcome these things.
The only thing I have to say is, like, because of how staggered these positive or negative, results come out, specifically the positive ones, like let's say, God forbid, Joel Embiid gets it during the first round. We won't see him again until if they make it to the conference finals, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you see how, like, because he has to do a 14-day quarantine. So you see how that kind of messes up with.
I think they're doing 8 days.
They're doing 8. They're doing 8 because there was just I want to say
from the Rockets, the same team.
Yep. Like he walked out of the proverbial line that they have, I guess.
Trying to meet up with a chick, probably.
These are test subjects.
They are test subjects. Yeah. And I think that if, let's just say whoever's in this bubble, let's just say 100% of players get it. Do we still need the 8-day quarantine or go out there and hoop?
The fact that he got it that goddamn fast just by stepping outside, that shit must be in the air in Florida.
That's boy.
Have you watched that movie on Netflix, Lonely? Only movie Only. It's like some damn white shit coming out of the sky, and it's just like fucking snow, and it just infects all the women, and all the women that die off. There's like one walking around that isn't infected. So it feels like it's in Florida. 15,000 cases reported, highest ever. It's like that shit just you just breathe it in. What the fuck kind of damn shield they got over Disney?
It was interesting the fact that they had it in Florida as far as this restart. Like you would think they would try to have it in like some desert place that no one could, like, it's just really isolated.
Well, Disney was supposed to be isolated. You can wall off Disney. So, and it was supposed to work, but DeSantis fucked everything up with his, poor decision making. I'm not worried, and not yet, but I'm watching. And I think one of the things that's helping me is I'm looking at the number of positive confirmations go down. So we went from 19, 16, the first round, then we went to like 9 or 8, and now the most recent one, we're down to 2. One of those persons just happened to go outside the bubble. And then I don't know what happened with Russ. And then somebody else went outside the bubble. He said, how did he say it? accidentally went out the bubble. How the hell you accidentally go out the bubble?
Right.
You know where the fucking bubble is. You don't accidentally go out the bubble. So but I'm not worried.
Like
and
entangled.
and looking at the response by the NBA, they're not even trying to do a pause. They just like, hey, this person got it, he in quarantine. This person got it, we're gonna put him over there. And that's it. They're being upfront, they're being very transparent.
Yeah, they are transparent.
And they're just moving forward. They are going to play basketball.
What you think about Avery Bradley and Rondo not being? You think that's some key losses for me?
I think the Rondo is a huge loss.
Why are you such a Rondo guy?
Because that's what got me into
Rondo
NBA.
hasn't been averaging a lot of minutes.
At all. But playoff Rondo is always a difference maker. That's all I care about. It's all about where you are in the playoffs for me. You know what I'm saying?
I get you. I agree, Nick.
But I think Rondo was a huge thing because LeBron respected Rondo as I think Rondo was one of those generals that doesn't he's not up there with the captain, obviously AD or LeBron, but he's one of the generals in the locker room.
He could talk.
And because he has championship experience, because he's faced LeBron before, he could talk easily. And to lose him, he's been battling with a lot of injuries over the last 3 years. So it doesn't surprise me, but losing him is huge.
But what you just said, right? I don't really want to equate him to this player, but essentially this is where Rondo is now. And you could either accept it right now, Nick, or not.
Don't you dare talk about another player that I like.
Nah, he's basically Brian Scalabrine right now. Because listen. I'm not saying that
Brian Scalabrine.
Listen.
Who the fuck is Brian Scalabrine?
Can I? Let me get my point out. Right now, with Rondo being hurt, he is Brian Scalabrine.
Who is Brian Scalabrine? What do you mean by that? I need an explanation.
Coach on the bench, a guy. Listen, did you?
When the hell was Brian Scalabrine a coach on the bench that people listen to? Who the hell said, bro? I'm glad Brian Scalabrine here because he helped me out a lot.
Right. When he was with the Spurs. Yeah, he was.
No, and when he was with Boston.
Boston. So you're saying, but besides Doc Rivers, besides Tom Thibodeau, besides all those other motherfuckers,
Nick,
Brian Scalabrine was the big one who got them that title?
No, I'm not saying he's the reason why he got them that title.
White Mamba is the reason why they win it. Come on.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. You don't want to listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that there's certain guys on a roster that their value is in what they say and how they can keep the spirits up. I believe Rondo's that guy, whether he's not injured or injured. But now that he's injured, he's basically Brian Scalabrine because he's not leaving that bench. Is the only reason why I even brought up Brian Scalabrine. But there's certain guys that you need to be able to talk to guys and talk them off of a ledge or talk them into playing good. And Rondo is one of those guys. And with him injured right now, all he can do is just be on the bench, which even though he's not playing, because he wasn't going to get a lot of playing time, he's out of the rotation.
I get what you're saying.
I think they missing IQ from Avery Bradley. They definitely missing
100% that you're not.
And his play is good too. Yeah.
Well, the play you can replace with JR. The IQ you're not.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. All he does, his play is the IQ.
You're gonna miss that.
No, because you're talking about defense. You're talking about shooting.
Yes.
You're talking about JR can replace what Avery Bradley does, but we're talking about critical moments.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think
to a degree.
I think you're overestimating JR's defense compared to Avery Bradley.
I
don't know.
J.R. Smith playing with LeBron has upped his defense, and I'm not saying he's Avery Bradley.
That's what I'm saying.
But he's serviceable though.
He's serviceable.
He's serviceable. Well, we don't know that because how long he's been out of basketball?
2 years.
How long? Yeah, 2 years is a long time. So we really
J.R. Smith and a J.R. Smith 2 years is like a Brian Scalabrine 5.
Nah, J.R. been hooping.
Last time we saw J.R., LeBron was doing this.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and that's IQ.
That's IQ.
And that's what I mean.
That's what he don't have that Avery Bradley gonna bring.
Exactly. So the shooting, the passing, the defense, this, that, and the third, JR is a serviceable replacement. It's the IQ in critical moments. Are you gonna make the right pass? Are you gonna actually dive for this loose ball with the intention of getting it? Right. Like those are the nuances
stuff that don't show on the stat sheet.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what Avery has over JR. But if we're talking solely basketball on the court, JR is more than.
But the combination is what B is asking about. The combination of Avery Bradley and Rondo being lost on the Lakers. That's already IQ. That's already a young squad. Not really young, but
But we're not
at key positions.
But we're not losing the mentoring aspect.
But someone said Rondo will be back by the second round.
Yeah, he's 6 to 8 weeks.
6 to 8
That's
weeks.
it. He'll be back by the second round, definitely by the conference finals. But that's projecting that the Lakers make it that far.
I mean, but
They will. I think they will.
I mean, but they're losing these pieces now. So the players that the
but
teams.
losing Rondo, I don't know.
But if they face the
rock
Rockets second round, then what?
to
They'll be
cause
all right.
them.
They'll be all right.
They'll be good.
I don't know about that, bro. They losing a lot
You
of
think they
them
can lose to the Rockets?
because I'm thinking about I'm thinking about what LeBron has to. Now he has to shoulder like legit point guard role.
They're not gonna
If
lose
they
to
play the
Kobe
Rockets,
Russ.
if they play the Rockets, they're gonna be just fine. Anthony Davis gonna have a field day with them 6.
Ronda Russ not gonna beat him. Man.
Yeah.
We don't know. That could be
Right.
his superpower at that
Right.
point.
Right. Nah, man. Nah.
It could be like the X-Men gene. You know what I'm saying? So he can mutate.
The Rockets do not pose a threat to the Lakers.
I think Rondo's a huge loss. I mean, I am a Rondo fan, so I may be biased, but
You are.
I think he damn sure ain't Brian Scalabrine on the bench.
I'm
He's
just saying
KG in
because he's
Minnesota.
not
People
playing.
He's
jumping on
KG
you
in
in the
Minnesota
chat.
on
I
the bench.
saw it. I saw it. Look, I'm just saying.
I don't know
because
why
he's
you
on the
thought
bench
about
and he can't
that.
play.
Hey,
I'm just saying
it's
because
supposed to
he's
be
on
a
the
black podcast. You bring on
I'm just
white
saying
mamba.
because Rondo's on the bench and cannot play. He's still gonna give the team what they need to succeed.
I agree with that.
And I honestly think, and somebody on the chat said it. Every time Rondo plays, the offense gets stagnant because
Who said that?
somebody in the chat. Go in
Playoff
the chat.
Rondo. Let them look at playoff Rondo. Ain't no stagnant offense.
It
with
is
that.
stagnant. You know why? Because great point guards make the offense stagnant because they're the ones creating the play, Nick. I'm not putting myself up there with no NBA player, but we've played a lot of basketball together.
Now go ahead, do what you want to do. You always
No,
bring
no,
this
no,
up.
no,
You always,
no.
always go to me to verify how great you are.
No,
All
it's
right.
not even how
It's
great
a
I
point
am.
guard people.
It's not even how great I am. Would you agree I'm a pass first point guard?
Yeah.
Does the ball get stuck in my hand a lot?
Yeah.
It happens with the CP. Look at every great pass first point guard. The ball is relatively stagnant
J.
because
Kidd.
I'm the creator.
J. Kidd.
J. Kidd.
In this system, the ball won't be like obviously because
When Rondo is on
LeBron.
No. You look, LeBron is the starting point guard. Rondo spells LeBron. LeBron and Rondo didn't play many minutes together, dog.
I'm saying this. I'm saying that Rondo, when LeBron on the court, I feel like the ball flows a lot. I feel like it flows better, especially within playoff settings. Because you
How?
got two high basketball IQ players making plays.
The ball, no, that's virtually impossible. The ball sticks with LeBron. LeBron is quote unquote a ball hogger. The ball, and I say this a lot. Every LeBron team is very LeBron centric because
Yes,
LeBron
it
is
is.
the greatest
as far as
playmaker in the
system wise,
NBA.
yeah.
Right. So it's very hard. Like you would have to be on Phil Jackson or Popovich level to create a system around LeBron where LeBron is giving up the ball but still getting it back and being able to do what he does.
I've seen that. So that may be my limited viewpoint because I don't watch that many Laker games outside of national TV. But from what I've seen with them on the court, like they're both general. Like he could pass it to him, and then they'll make plays.
But you know what the issue is with LeBron and Rondo on the court? LeBron passes for the recipient to score or to make one more pass for the score. Rondo isn't scoring off of that pass. And that's the issue with LeBron and Rondo on the playing together.
Hey, Rondo was shooting threes though. He was getting it in.
I understand that, and I said it years ago that Rondo has a way better 3-point shot than what he previously had. However, that's not Rondo's game. Rondo's a pass first point guard.
Yes,
and that's the reason why you saw at the beginning of the year Rondo and LeBron played a lot together. And about 8 to 12 games in, Rondo wasn't playing with LeBron no more. Rondo was coming in for LeBron because essentially they're the same guy, but LeBron he could do everything and Rondo could just pass. And that's essentially why they didn't necessarily play a lot of minutes together anymore.
I thought it was because Rondo punched his homeboy Chris Paul. That's why he was like, "Oh, you got to sit on the bench for that one."
But even still, when you look at the Lakers' best plus minus lineups does not include Rondo. And there's a reason for that.
I hate those numbers though.
It
Those numbers
doesn't include AD either.
No, the
best plus minus line.
It don't help AD's case. It don't help AD's case for the fourth quarter. For the fourth quarter,
it does.
It don't help AD's case for the fourth quarter.
No. Because
that's what I'm saying. Those numbers.
AD's plus minus numbers shrink in the fourth quarter, but LeBron's go sky high.
But
the best per 36 minutes plus minus squad is Caruso, Danny Green, AD, LeBron. I can't think of the fifth person. But either way, it's not Rondo. And there's a reason for that. And I'm just giving you the reason, whether you want to accept it or not.
Okay, well, then the question is, does this hurt the Lakers? You don't think it does?
I don't think it does. Because here's the thing. Winning time, especially in the playoffs, is the last 5 to 7 minutes of the game, depending on how the game's been going,
depending if you get
right?
blown out or not.
Exactly. Rondo's not going to be in crunch time.
I disagree.
He's not.
He was going to be in crunch time.
He's not going to be. He can't make free throws. He can't make open shots. He can't even play defense at the same level he once did. He gets burned a lot now, which is why he's an off the bench point guard. He's not the same Rondo, dog. Even playoff Rondo's not the same Rondo. Because of LeBron, Rondo has no place in the crunch minutes of this squad. Because of LeBron. It's LeBron's fault. You can blame LeBron on that one.
All right. Well, I mean, shit. We wanted to see how the Lakers adjust to to losing out on these two guards who have, veteran championship experience.
Look, I don't know who's on the free agent market right now for point guards, but they're gonna have to pick somebody.
They try to get Darren Collison.
Yeah, Jamal Crawford.
Darren Collison don't want to come back.
That's what I'm saying. They tried to, but he ain't want to.
He ain't trying to come back.
He took them Lakers courtside season.
Jamal Crawford gone. Somebody scooped him up.
Somebody scooped him up.
The Nets. He's at the Nets now.
And Michael Beasley's with the Nets, I believe, as well.
Yeah, that's not
he is.
Nah.
The Nets lost everybody.
I want to say this real quick.
Okay.
I'll turn it toss back to you. Stephen Kerr in the chat said the NBA is doing a vlog about the lockdown shit or the bubble. He said they got wristbands recording temperatures.
I saw that.
Testing, and as soon as you leave the bubble, you got to isolate for 8 days.
So that's why he was okay.
That's crazy.
Well, speaking again, continue on with the NBA. We got another adjustment as far as a lineup. Brett Brown with the 76ers has been practicing with Ben Simmons exclusively at the power forward position. What do y'all feel about that as far as Ben Simmons being played at that position?
It could work, but what that means is that you have to have a score first point guard, and they don't have that. And I don't know what the rest of that lineup looks like, because if you have a point forward, isn't
that what LeBron is? Wouldn't that be like
LeBron's
that?
playing point guard though, because there's a 4 that he plays next to, and there's a 5 he plays next to right now with the Lakers. But when you look at Draymond Green, Steph Curry is considered a score first point guard, and that's the reason why it works, because point forward needs a score first point guard because he needs an additional person to make a play for it. And I don't know who they're going to quote unquote start at the point guard, because that point guard doesn't necessarily need to be pass first or even be the greatest passer, but that point guard needs to be able to set up a set for the team. You know what I'm saying? To move the ball, to get it to them, Ben Simmons, to then, dribble handoffs, do whatever, whatever says Brett Brown has. But to me, my question is who's starting at the 1 in these lineups? That's my biggest question, because it can work. Essentially, that's what he is. He just like LeBron has been. You know what I'm saying? He's technically the point guard, regardless if he's playing power forward or not. Mm-hmm. But who's that starting point guard? Because that's the key to a point forward.
Shake Milton.
Yeah, that's not that's not right.
That sounds like
Shake playing ball though, man.
Yeah, he's had a couple of good games.
Shake playing ball. I don't know if he should start, but he playing ball.
And here's the thing, and I'm not saying that he's not playing ball. What I'm saying is that for a championship level team, right? And you don't have to be the greatest scoring point guard, but even more, like, let's just say a prime Mo Williams for this Philly squad is what you would need. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need a starting point guard that can average 14 to 16, but can explode for 40 on any given night. If you're gonna play Ben Simmons at the 4 like that.
Yeah, ain't nobody on the market.
They don't have that.
Yeah, ain't nobody on the market.
They don't have that. So to me, it doesn't work.
It's a moot point.
It's a moot point. Look, here's the thing. I love Philly's roster overall, but okay, we don't know his level of health or even mental stability, but this is the reason why Markelle Fultz should have worked. Because he was
supposed to be that piece.
He's supposed to be that piece. He's a 6'4" big body point guard that can get buckets, but can also create, right? So he could play off of Ben Simmons. They balance each other. They don't have that now. So stylistically and chemistry wise, it doesn't matter if Ben starts at the 4 or at the 1. Basically, is what I'm saying. It doesn't matter.
Damn.
They don't have the other pieces to make that work the way it needs to work.
It's gonna be Shake.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When I read that, I was just like,
that's not championship.
this is Brett Brown trying to. He's throwing this Hail Mary pass to try to save his coaching job at Philly.
I mean, might as well.
Because to move your point guard to power forward exclusively, this is in practice, so we don't know.
Who did he have to play point guard when Ben was on the team? So it's almost like he had no choice.
Because from the moment they drafted Ben, he said Ben Simmons is our point guard.
Probably because there wasn't anybody on the team else that could play point guard.
And because of his pedigree with LSU and you know what I'm saying, how he came up.
So let's go back a little bit.
So remember, you and I disagreed on that, I think, or
disagree on what?
When you told me that he was going to play point guard, I was like, he's power forward. Why is he playing point? And you broke it down to me. I was like, all right, and it worked out.
It's worked. So
but you know, I think that was
as far as like him being serviceable at that
but
position.
I think it was out of a need more than anything else, like out of necessity.
Did they draft Fultz before Simmons or after?
After.
Okay.
But remember those squads, right? Who was their starting power forward?
I can't remember who.
Dario Saric, stretch 4.
He was.
So when you play with a Ben Simmons 6'10" point guard pass first, you need that court spread because Ben and Joel are the primary ones going to play in the paint. So that's why Dario made Ben Simmons work as a point guard.
Okay, but if Shake, who can shoot, won't that help Ben because now they don't have to sag off him because he's not playing the point guard anymore. He'll be a little bit closer to the rim, right?
Well,
depending on how the offense works.
We'll see how good Brett Brown is because you're making a stylistic change, like a complete stylistic change. How many dribble handoffs are you going to have, including Ben Simmons and the point guard or Joel Embiid? Like, what type of actions are you going to put Ben Simmons in to put him in situations for him to really excel with his talents, which is passing, right? So are you going to do dribble handoffs where you're going to get Ben Simmons in the high post now where he can attack one dribble, he's at the rim, make a cross-court pass if you double, you know what I'm saying, off the point? Like, what? Like, I got to see where Brett Brown is putting.
I feel
Ben
you, but
Simmons
this could be opportunistic for them, right?
It could be, and it's a lot on Shake as well. Like, is he going to be trigger happy or is he going to be trigger shy? Like, we don't know. Is he going to be hot? Is he going to come out? He's going to hit shots consistently, or when we need him most, he's going to miss. I have more questions about Shake than anybody else. Like, who is this guy?
But we also know that there aren't many point guards that could guard Ben, but I think your defense could be different with Ben at the point. But how many power forwards are there that can guard Ben?
Not many. But
something's got to give as far as that lineup change.
Yeah. But if it works, if Shake is a plus and not a negative, hey man,
that's a big if.
Could be.
Who's that guy? He plays with the Lakers now, but he played with Golden State. Backup point guard. He can get hot. A little shorter. Quinn Cook is the perfect type point guard for a point forward. You know what I'm saying? Which is why he worked with Golden State, because when he came in and he spelled Steph Curry, all I got to do is shoot. Draymond gonna handle the rock. I'm gonna get on some dribble handoffs and pass the rock, move over here. Can Shake do that?
I think they want Shake to be attack on offense too. I think they want him to score too.
If he's Quinn Cook, this shit works.
And Shake has some good games down the stretch.
He could be a Mario Chalmers for this situation. You know what I'm saying? Like how he came in for the Heat. Like
that's a good example. That's a very good example.
You know what Mario Chalmers' problem was? He was in the wrong place at the wrong time too many times, and he wasn't assertive enough. Like when you watch Quinn Cook play, it doesn't matter if he played 5 minutes or he's playing 30 minutes that game. He is looking to score the rock.
He is.
He's on go. And that's what I mean by Shake. Like, is it going to be where some games he's on go and in some games he's deferring? He's like that point guard. What's the point guard's name that played in Detroit? Yeah, Ish. He's Ish Smith. That's what he's like. See, then that's not because if he's Ish is pass first. Ish is a penetrator, no look, lob. You know, that's what Ish Smith is. If he's Ish, it ain't gonna work. Because you got to be able to spread the defense. You got to be able to hit threes.
Shake can hit three.
But is he on go though? Just because you can hit it,
I think he will be, man. He has some good games down the stretch when he played in place of Ben Simmons.
Hey, look, I'll tell you how I am on Shake once I watch these 8 regular
I
season
got
games.
you. I got you. What you about to say, Shelton?
I just don't like him switching things right now, and I don't, being going to any other position, he's not aggressive enough at the power forward. He, I watch a lot of Philly games. I'm a Philly fan.
Unfortunately, yeah, we do.
Well, when balls are up for he almost averaged double-figure rebounds, but Ben could have had 20 rebounds a game if he actually went for some of the rebounds. He's just not aggressive. So point guard is actually his position. He just can't shoot. So
it's not he can't shoot. He don't want to shoot.
He ain't trying to shoot. So to try to move him right now, I don't see how that's gonna work. I would like to see it even with Shake, because Shake is a decent player, but like I said, I don't think sliding him in the starting lineup is gonna make the type of impact necessary. Now, when JJ was here and a couple of those other guys were there, it made more sense, but they don't really have it like that no more.
You think it's a lineup change too late? Like you mentioned with those other players, like we should have tried this out way earlier than during a restart NBA pandemic season.
I don't think Shake was, though. I think Shake got a chance to play when Ben got hurt. So I think they may think they stumbled into something after those games.
You know what this is? Brett Brown trying to save his
job. I'm not disagreeing with that.
You're saying two things can be true.
But
and I give you that. But this is the one comparison I'll make. And I said this is before we even had a Dead End Sports Show, and I told y'all this. When the Dallas Mavericks were the number 1 seed and they played against Golden State, the 8th seed, and they lost. I knew they lost when Avery, what's his last name? Avery Johnson switched up the lineup. You are the number 1 team. And I say this all the time. Playoff basketball is about matchups and it's about styles. And if I'm the superior team, you have to play to how I want to play in stretches. Obviously not in an entire game, but in stretches. And that's what domination means that you have to figure out how to stop what the hell I'm doing, because what I'm doing, you can't stop. It's as simple as that. And when the number 1 team, and I'm not saying Philly's the number 1 team, but when the number 1 team changes what they have to do because they're not confident in what they're doing, that's a major problem. And when I see Philly making a change right now, right before the playoffs,
right,
this is not a confident team. And this is why I'm saying Brett Brown is trying to save his job.
And your analogy completely works if we were talking about the Bucks. But your analogy is a perfect description for Philly based on what you just said in your closing statement. And the fact that they're not a confident team. The shit they've been doing ain't working. It only worked when they were the number 1 team, when they were undefeated at the beginning of the season. So we got to figure some shit out because I'm about to get fired any goddamn way.
Nah, I feel you.
So I ain't got shit to lose.
And that's what I'm saying. 2 things can be true.
So
I was going to say Shaq scored 20. Shaq, I'm sorry, he scored 20 his last game, 19 the game before, 39 the game before that, 12 and then 20. So he been putting up some numbers.
Shelter, give me. I need some stats to quantify it, so it makes sense in my head. What was his shooting percentage?
In
those games.
I see a shooting percentage in these games. Hold on one second. Field goal percentage for the year, he shot 49% from the field.
Not for the year. Just give me those games. Give me those games that you highlighted.
I gotta see those games. I ain't even see full stats on those games.
You got the
I
average.
just looked at his.
No. I need, because it's all. Come on, man. Don't disrespect Kobe. You know it's about the detail.
But he shoot 50% from the field for the year and 45% from 3.
I need to see the attempts. That was going to be my other question.
No, look. What you know that? Just so you can be right?
No, just to analyze the situation.
108.
He didn't play like that at the beginning of the season. So these numbers
didn't even play at the beginning of the year.
I know.
Yeah, this is the end. This is when we ended off.
So those numbers can be very inflated. They can be very inflated. I need to know because I need to know how many attempts he's taken in those games that he played well. Like how is he getting his points? Is he getting it primarily from the free throw line?
I'll give you the last game. The last game he played before the season ended, he scored 20 points. He was 8 for 14 from the field, 3 for 5 from 3-point range. He only shot 1 free throw, 1 for 1.
Okay.
And he had 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal and 1 block. 27.
I like that. I like that because of the 5 3-point attempts. they're gonna need that, and especially with Ben, he's gonna probably have to shoot more 3-pointers than that. So I like that. I like that. I'm not saying that he's gonna work, but based off of that last game, and then and that's why I wanted to know those other games. How's he getting his buckets? Because if he's getting it from the free throw line, that's not gonna help them. That's just not, because Ben and Joel already shoot enough free throws for the team. They don't need another guy getting free throws like that. They need a guy that's going to space. So it is what it is. It's still a big ass question mark though.
Yeah, and like I said, like you said the same thing. It's too late to be changing, but I guess, since this is an asterisk season, we're gonna go ahead and see what works and see if we can do going forward. If it works, then they're gonna know what to do. But thanks for admitting that this is a season with an asterisk.
That's pretty much all I got really, as far as big stories.
I'm trying to find this info for me, but I'll send it to you.
All right.
Because I see one 6 or 7, 5 or 5 from, so that's just a lucky game. One, the other one is 14 and 20. That was a 40 game. That was the 30.
I just really hope don't nobody get no canker sores in this thing, because people just killed me with the with the canker sores. Yeah, that'll you can have corona, but you got canker sores over.
That's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother quarantine. Hey.
Quarantine the canker.
Hey man, somebody said not only did we get PhD FIFO, we got point guard FIFO on the same show. It's a treat. So
hey, this man is he's a Rhodes Scholar.
PhD and point guard FIFO on the same show.
Anyway,
that's true, Eddie. Eddie said it's spoiled, so
yeah. Well, we appreciate you guys showing up, man, keeping the chat entertaining as usual. And we read a couple of stuff, from the chat. We try to get in there and pull some stuff out. So we appreciate that. Some definitely dropped some information that we didn't know. But yeah, man, a lot happened. So we had a lot to talk about. And we're a couple of weeks away from basketball, man. We actually have some games to talk about. At least, the 4 of us here. Shelton will have an asterisk by his comments while he's talking. But anyway, man, that's gonna do it for us this week. We'll catch you guys next time. Actually, we may be back Wednesday. Shelton may have a guest, so we're still trying to finalize those details. Maybe 8 or 9 o'clock. So just wanted to let you guys know that. But just stay tuned. But that's gonna do it for us this week. We'll catch you guys next time. We out. Peace.
Peace.
And in the chat, they also somebody referenced the guy that I was talking about, that Steve Kerr was talking about.
Oh, the small forward.
What are you saying?
Yeah, hold on. I want to say off the top of my head, he said Rayshawn Terry. But
The name's
yeah, Rayshawn Terry is the player FIFA was alluding to in the Steve Kerr story.
We probably should do like a mailbag episode or like a chat episode.